This episode is brought to you by Commitment and Consistency. Shout out to my brother Deuce from Blurred Watch Podcast because he sent me a clip about a guy saying that 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. And 90% of the ones that make it past episode 3 don't make it past episode 20. That means 21 episode podcasts are the top 1% of podcast makers. And here I am recording episode 80. You niggas are failures. You think because you have a couple good bar conversations, you have what it takes. You think because you're going through a breakup, you have what it takes. You think because you're always the center of drama, you have what it takes. And you don't. And I love it. In the words of Joe Budden, I love when you niggas fail. I like when y'all jump in a race, bump your head a few times, run away because ain't no money in it. Because you niggas make my competition easy. Y'all are inconsistent, uncommitted, inefficient, and wave riders. Get off my platform, stay out of my industry, and stop oversaturating my world. Because I'm here with real conviction. Now let's start the episode.
Our sins and woes, our sins and woes, our sins and woes.
Welcome to episode 80.
Let's go, baby.
Episode 80 of the Asses Wolves podcast where a bunch of dumbass millennials talk about their dumbest opinions, their dumbest perspectives, their dumbest mistakes, and their dumbest complaints. I'm your host, Nelson. Thank you for joining me today. Fucking shit. I'm not that drunk. Shout out YCC Entertainment. Shout out all of the podcasts that are YCC, all the live shows that are on YCC. I'll make it fast, Q, I promise you. Shout out Blur Watch, shout out Tunes Attention, shout out The Sticks, shout out Rap and Wrestle, shout out Girani's Open Mic, and shout out Limelight Vibes. Shout out everything that may be coming soon because I'm having a couple conversations with a couple people about a new live show and some new podcasts. So shout out everything that is to come with YCC. I want to say check in with the website because I'm working a couple things with the website. So stay checked in with the website, especially our Sins and Woes portion of that. Shout out our Patreons. I'm not going to name them though, but shout out our Patreons. I'm just not going to name them until a little while later because this whole episode is for the free niggas because it's a recap episode. That's why I'm joined by Eroc.
What's good? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody?
Yeah, but I'll introduce that nigga later. But we are in episode 80 of the Our Sins and Woes podcast, which means this is a recap fucking episode. Next recap will be episode 100. Or maybe I'll finally bring all my exes in to do a roundtable special.
Gosh, I've been waiting for that. We've been talking about that for years.
I don't talk to none of my exes. I don't talk to any of my exes.
That's crazy.
But it's a recap episode, so we'll be diving back in from episode 61 to episode 79 of all the... It's been a long time. I think we started, like, 61 was in 2021.
Yeah, early.
There's been a lot of breaks in between because of all the movement, all the changes, COVID, all that blah, blah, blah. That TOS, the panoramic, and everything that came with all the live shows and all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. So... shout out to the movement that Our Sins and Woes is about to start making because I finally have my scenery the way I want my fucking scenery.
It looks great.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We've come a long way from, a 2-bedroom apartment to having a whole studio room on top of the area where we do a live show type shit. Yeah. So, looking forward to everything that's coming out this year and shout out to everybody that is both a Patreon and just a regular free nigga. As far as shout-outs, that's all I got. So let me go to introduce my guest for our episode 80 recap. Eroc is back in the building for 795 Production.
What's good, bitches?
And since it's a recap, we're definitely going to be diving back into these fucking episodes. But before we get into that, something I really want to touch on is this Adam 22 and Lena the Plug.
Oh, my gosh. Honestly, they have like the best marketing ever.
Okay, so
some real shit.
Here's what I think about this. All right, I saw one post and it said YouTuber buys wife Lamborghini for shooting a porno with a black with a porno with a black man.
Yeah,
and I was like, why are y'all dragging Adam 22 right now?
Right.
Y'all are dragging the shit out of Adam 22. Like, what it should say is porn star buys porn star wife car for securing the bag.
Like, they didn't start this thing together.
Like, they're both not porn stars.
Right.
I've seen Lena the Plug take some other dick other than Adam 22. So I don't know what you niggas were talking about.
Exactly. Like they fuck people together.
Correct. And all these, and this is what pisses me off about this fucking red pill movement. All right. Hey, Shaq, because I'm working on a new video editor right now. So, Shaq, this is one of the moments where you zoom in on my face, okay? This is one of those moments. Watch me very carefully. Everybody in the audience, watch me very carefully. You niggas that sit here and talk about all these cuck niggas that sit there, oh, you let your wife fuck this nigga, you let your wife fuck this nigga. A lot of you niggas are talking about niggas that are in open relationships, and you niggas you drive me fucking insane, okay? A lot of these niggas that are in open relationships have shit secure. You niggas are still trying to figure out how you can justify cheating. Oh, I don't really love her. Oh, I'm not really into her. It's only you and shit like that. You niggas are still in arguments right now. I mean, right off the bat right now.
Yeah.
But you niggas are still in arguments with girls that you are only dating. You are still in your first 3 months of dating and sitting here saying, well, I don't love her because that's why I get away. It's not even really cheating because, you know, I don't really care about her the way I care about you. And these motherfuckers like the blue-haired devil Destiny that you motherfuckers hate so much, or Adam 22, or all these niggas that you always bitching about got open relationships.
And bro, this is the funny thing. If either of them aren't with it, they're not going to go through with it.
Bro.
Like, that's how our relationship
The crazy part is, but you want your women to be okay with you fucking other bitches. You want your women to be the cuck niggas that you hate the most.
But God forbid they get some new dick.
Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You niggas are out here fishing for your bitches to be cuck niggas.
That's crazy.
I got nothing for you.
That's
definitely my smoke for this Lena the Plug, like Adam 22. I'm like, bro, they've been doing porn together.
Right.
I learned that podcast porn was a thing from Adam 22 and Lena the Plug.
And what's funny is she started off on YouTube first and then transferred into OnlyFans when OnlyFans first started popping off.
That part. So
I do my research.
His marketing research is cool.
Right. Honestly. Strictly for business purposes only.
Right, on God. But yeah, that shit drives me insane. It's like so many of these niggas are sitting here like you quick to call out, oh, this nigga's being a cock and stuff like that. Bro, most of the niggas that you sit here and listen to and idolize, they don't have serious relationships.
Right.
And you niggas are listening to them about how to argue with your girlfriend about why you should be getting away with cheating.
Like Joe Budden.
Like Fresh and Fit.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Tate. All you niggas listening to all these red pill movements, like Just Pearly Things. All you niggas listen to these red pill fucking leaders and try to take on notes on how you're supposed to fucking manage your relationship from a bunch of people that aren't in relationships.
Right. That's facts.
If anything, listen to your fucking parents. Shout out to two-parent households.
Yeah. Which is actually a thing like that's coming back now, which I'm so glad to see. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the kids that are like...
What's the statistics behind that, Eric? Not what you're seeing.
Okay, well then...
What are the statistics show? Okay, all right. Just because you're in a two-parent household doesn't mean... Shout out Patreon. Shout out Jacor J.
Yeah. What it do, baby?
We miss you over here at our sister Woes. You haven't been by for a long time.
Yeah. She told me to invite her next time. I was like, whenever I come back over here.
And with that being said, we will start trying to push out more episodes. I do gotta start pushing out more episodes. There's just been so much movement on all ends of the spectrum, and that's why I'm glad I'm like trying to bring the check right now, because that'll decrease the amount of time that I have to worry about other things, where I can start creating more space to do more episode pushing.
Yeah.
So, to my audience, we're gonna start trying to push more episodes. As far as Lena Plug and Adam 22, you niggas are gonna stop trying Adam 22. That nigga's a porn star. He fucks women with his wife.
Right.
He fucks women without his wife.
He's fucked his exes with his wife.
Bro. You niggas are still trying to get away how you can fuck your wife one day and then fuck your ex the next day.
And your baby mama the day after that.
On God. So shut the fuck up about these cuck niggas that are in open relationships, because they have it figured out, and you niggas are still trying to figure out how you can get away with cheating on your wife. Oh, I don't love her, so it's not serious. Bro, suck my dick.
Then break up with her.
Yeah, suck my dick and then break up with her.
That part.
I'm on that energy. Fuck a sin of the day and the woe of the week. This is why you niggas are pissing me off, all right?
Facts.
But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to sit here and deep dive into these episodes. I just really had to get that initial smoke out as soon as possible. Like I said, this episode will not. Oh, Jesus Christ! This episode will not be a Patreon. Will not have a Patreon exclusive episode because it's a recap, and normally we don't do a Patreon portion for the recaps. But it's Sunday that we're recording. Eric is my witness.
Yeah.
And this audio will be out on Monday for my Patreons. So the video should be out like Thursday, maybe Friday. But I'm going to fast track everything because I'm not making it a Patreon exclusive, or I'm not making a Patreon exclusive portion. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, how are you, Eric?
I'm chilling, man. I'm ready to do this recap.
Bro, there's so much shit to dive in. How's 795 treating you?
795 is good. We're in a little bit of a rebuilding phase right now, so just planning everything out.
Story of my life.
Making sure everything's straight, and then we gonna get shit cracking next year.
Looking forward to, I'm always following you on Instagram. I promote you from time to time.
Appreciate
also, we're doing a counter on this episode because by request
I
of
was
Q.
gonna bring it up.
Request of Q
Shout
said
out
every
Q.
time Eric self-plugs himself or takes a situation and compare it to how he's living life or just anyway strokes his own ego, there's just going to be a counter going in the bottom of the screen. So
that one doesn't count because it was asked. That one doesn't count because you asked about it, not me speaking about it in itself. Well, then technically,
you were not supposed to say it, but it definitely said just now.
Technically, it's two because you asked me twice about it. Oh
shit. Episode 61.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into this clip.
But, like, I don't see niggas over here reciting, like, I know broke niggas don't deserve no pussy. Which is funny, because I hate those females. I hate the females that be in, like, in the middle of the club or the bar and screaming, I know broke niggas that don't deserve no pussy. Because I'm like, bitch, you have a roommate and no headboard. Shut the fuck up talking to me.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, no, facts though.
Shut up,
Facts
woman.
though. No, facts. Like, bro, you live with your two roaches, dog. Like, bro, like, nobody wants to see you shit. Like, yeah, bro.
You have a roommate and no headboard.
And no card.
I said that before at a bar.
And no cars.
The female asked me, do you have a headboard? I was like, bitch, don't play me, okay? I had a headboard before I had a dresser. That's how important a headboard is to me.
Jesus.
And she was like, how many pillows do you have? I was like, 8, bitch. Next try. Nice try.
Yeah, you
I'm not one of them 3 pillow niggas. Like, nah, that's not how we work right here.
A 1 pillow, 1 blanket, nigga.
Bro. Shout out to Keith Anthony, because he came back 2 times during the last 20 episodes. So, shout out to that nigga. Shout out to the level of growth. We'll touch on that a little bit later. But shout out to you bitches that still don't have a headboard.
Which is crazy because they come as a set. How do you not get the
Because
headboard?
they don't have a box spring either, nigga. That's why they just got a mattress on the floor.
And again, the box spring comes in a set. So why
Well,
the fuck?
In their defense, the box spring comes with a mattress. But they put their box spring and the mattress on the floor. It's the bed frame that you're talking about. That usually comes with a headboard.
Nah, because some companies, they actually do a whole deal.
Oh, well, then you bitches are just failing at life. And I love when y'all fail.
Because, like, see, I was about to compare it to myself. I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to do it. See, now I'm self-conscious about the shit now.
Don't matter. You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
Honestly, though. But yeah, no, y'all bitches need to step the game
Do
up.
better. Jesus Christ.
Like Nicki Minaj said, step your cookies up before they crumble.
That's a bar.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's that old Nicki, though. I don't care too much about this new Nicki shit.
I don't know what new Nicki is.
That part.
That thought.
We've been drinking, clearly.
Hey, yo. No,
they know this.
That was a fun episode. You know, one mistake that I realized about that episode is like, fucking shit.
What happened? Oh, by the way, I'm starting a custom apparel brand thing as a side hobby, so yeah.
If you want to know why I just walked the camera and came back, subscribe to the YouTube. Shameless plug. So, because branding is everything. So I had to walk off camera for a second.
Most definitely.
But one thing I realized about this episode was because I think Non-Perel, you were there.
Yeah.
But it was Non-Perel and Ashley were there too. And it made me realize, like, bro, you have to get background microphones.
Yeah,
Like-
I think that was the episode where you were like, oh yeah, I got to get something for like the peanut gallery. or something
Correct.
Like that.
Yeah, I needed a peanut gallery microphone.
Yeah.
Like something like the condenser microphone? No, dynamic microphone.
Yeah,
no, condenser.
No. You had dynamics. It was the Samsung handheld joints that you had.
Yes, that's what I had. I need like the space filling one. So
Okay,
it's
got you.
some dynamic, right?
Yeah, dynamic.
Yeah, that's what I need to start putting in the background, or just a fucking one of the shotgun microphones that just kind of aim at the crowd.
Yeah.
And I said that a long time ago, and then I kind of just stopped having peanut galleries.
Yeah.
But I can see that picking back up, especially with the work that we've been doing over here. So like, I can see a peanut gallery picking back up. So at some point, I am gonna have to get one of those that points at the crowd and stuff like that. That was one of the things I'm most realized, like, for improvement on the podcast that I definitely need to tackle is trying to get those background microphones that definitely captivate an entire crowd.
Yeah.
Kind of want your shit to be like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when the audience laughed and you heard the whole audience laugh.
Right.
That kind of shit.
But shit, even back then, they were filling in certain parts for like audio laughter
Correct.
for like from like the 50s and 60s, which is odd
Right.
and a little creepy. I'm just like, that don't seem right.
But yeah, no, shout out to that. That was a good episode. Episode 61. I've already conquered this, featuring Keith Anthony. Yeah, there's no need to tell me what I already know. Don't call me king. What is it? Don't call me king in the bedroom.
Right.
Because I've already conquered this. There's no reason for you to remind me that I'm in charge of this motherfucker. But shout out to Keith Anthony. Out down in Full Sail. Is the Florida school, right? Where a lot of producers go?
Yeah.
He's out in Full Sail doing his fucking thing.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What's up. My brother just graduated from out there.
Based. Super based. I think another thing we talked about in that episode is capitalizing on mental health and how these, like, I was making an argument like, yo, if you stop rapping about mental health, I don't want to hear your music anymore.
Right.
So, and I still stand by that. If you don't have anything to talk about, I probably don't want to hear what you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you don't have any real struggle, it's probably boring content. But dope episode by Keith Anthony. Shout out to Non-Perel and Ashley for being there. You were there too, but
Yeah.
you know, 795 Production always gets their shout out during. So shout out to the other people afterwards. Episode 62. It's a great fucking episode with Alaska. I'll play the clip and then I'll discuss my gripes about it.
Without sex, like just cuddling, like just like I'm not gonna bring up like taking out on a day because you already
Because I already told you I'm walking you in a hole.
yeah.
Yeah. But trying to spend a little extra time with you, even though you're not going to let him fuck, is him simping.
Hanging out, like whenever you can tell that they're catching feelings.
Is simping.
Yes. Do you not know what simping means?
I know what you women define as simping, but I also know you're
Okay, so
also
then what's your
asking
definition? What's your definition?
I don't really consider simping.
If you have a fuck buddy, then you're not like gonna go out of your way to be chivalrous. Chivalry is for dating. Or like if you're trying to actually like
Oh, so it's chivalry if you're interested in the guy, but it's simping if you're not interested in the guy. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
That's crazy.
But like, that's facts.
Honestly though, but see, this is my thing. Like the whole fuck buddy situation, because some people have the fuck buddy situation as like a test trial to be like, oh yeah, are you a good relationship partner kind of thing.
Yes.
So either way, chivalry is going to be intertwined with
I agree.
fuck buddies because there's no way around that shit.
Correct. But you're coming from the definition of the fact that chivalry is a thing. Chivalry has a defined definition. With women, if they're not interested in you, you do sweet things for them. They don't call it chivalry. They call it sipping.
That's
If
so
I hold the
fucking
door
stupid.
for you, because you're walking in and I'm an ugly nigga, you're gonna be like, oh, this is simp.
All right,
But
bitch.
if I'm a handsome nigga,
Right.
and I hold the door for you, you're gonna be like, oh, how chivalrous of you.
Open your
Bitch,
own
ugly
damn
nigga or
doors.
cute nigga, I'd slap shit out of you for saying some dumb shit like that.
And plus,
we over here at Us as Woes do not promote putting our hands on women unless they put their hands on us first. However, we do
Exactly.
not initiate putting our hands on women. But like, bitch, I had to slap the shit out of you, dumb or ugly.
And plus, I'm sorry if I was raised right by my mother. Like, I'm gonna be nice to like my female friends regardless. Like,
True.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but chivalry is for dating is crazy. Cause that means like, I know you bitches aren't out here dating like that.
Right.
I know you bitches don't get dates lined up like that. So for the fact that you just say chivalry is dead, but then say chivalry is only for dating, and niggas don't have to date you anymore to get in your draws, it's like my dick. Because at that point, yeah, chivalry is dead. I only have to give it to you at the one time that I no longer have to give it to you anymore because you bitches don't really care about dating because y'all want to be independent but don't want to split the check.
Right. Chivalry literally goes to like every man's day-to-day thing. Because whether it's being like, oh, hey, complimenting someone, or you're just like, oh, here, let me help you carry these things to your car. Or
I said it to a girl last night. I said, nice dress. And she said, thank you, Forever 21. Bitch, I don't care where you got the dress from.
that's that influencer mindset. She's like, oh, someone wants to know where I got it from.
That's an influencer mindset. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Literally. It's just like, oh, yeah, what are you wearing today? Oh, I got this from Zara. I got
Outfit
this
of the
from
day
there.
is we got these beautiful things from these beautiful leggings from Fashion Nova.
Right. Got this top from Lululemon.
Ladies, you don't have to go out of your way for Uggs. You can get them at a thrift store for low.
No, don't ever do that. Because your Uggs will be leaning like Leaning Tower Pizza. Do not do that.
Wait, are bitches still wearing Uggs?
Yes.
That's crazy. Okay, well, I am behind the times when it comes to footwear because I'm just now getting into the Crocs game.
I'm not gonna lie, that the Crocs got me like a good 2 years ago. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, they're just life changing. I'm everywhere with my Crocs these days.
Same, because I'm just like,
And
I wouldn't-
I'll wear decent clothes everywhere else.
Yeah.
Like I'll throw in a polo, throw in some cargo. I mean not cargos. Khakis, and then throw in some polo dress socks.
Yeah.
And I'll still put my fucking Crocs on.
No, okay, see, now that's crazy. If I'm putting on a fit, I'm gonna put on like some J's or like my Vans or something like
Nope,
that.
I'm wearing the Crocs.
If I'm going out to like get some food, like grab some food real quick or something else like that, I'm throwing on my Crocs.
No.
Like,
I'm gonna start doing with. Remember how like when like the fashion bitches that like or like basketball bitches or gay bitches that showed up to like prom and they wore a dress with dunks on,
I hated that so much.
but some of them bitches pulled it off.
I mean, yes, some of them pull just like how some dudes can pull off a suit with some.
So
with-
I'm gonna start
with
doing a
some
suit with
J's.
some Crocs on.
Ew. Please don't do that.
I'm gonna start doing it. I'm bringing Crocs into at the Met Gala.
You know they have designer Crocs, right? For women, they have like a Croc with like a heel. It is the ugliest shit I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Well, half of Yeezys are ugly.
But I mean, it's Kanye, so I mean, niggas gonna buy the shit
See what I'm saying? So I'm wearing Crocs in the Met Gala.
if you're ever invited.
I'm wearing Crocs to the Met Gala.
All
Let me
right.
speak the shit into existence.
All right.
Let me speak this shit into existence.
Nah, I believe it.
But shout out to Alaska. I'm still yet to be disproven about my theory about the fact that all women that own dogs have daddy issues or they're spoiled.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm yet to be disproven on that.
yeah,
And this was 2021, I'm pretty sure, that I recorded this one.
yeah.
And nobody's proven me wrong. Every woman that owns that's a dog mom is you have daddy issues or you're a spoiled brat.
Or both,
Yeah,
because your mom spoiled you.
correct. Now, not all women that have daddy issues have dogs, but
Right.
all dog owners have daddy issues or they're spoiled.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you go to therapy to try to solve your daddy issues or like the fact that you're a spoiled child, your therapist is going to tell you to get a dog.
I need to get a dog. But no, I've always wanted a dog though, so I'm just like,
You don't have daddy issues?
well, that's a different topic for a different day.
I said that so questionably too. I was like, "Wait, you don't have daddy issues?" But I know your relationship with your mother is closer than it is with your father.
Actually, it's not. My relationship with my dad is closer than with my mom.
Well, fuck off.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that. Wait,
Yeah.
one of you has the closer relationship with the other parent.
Yeah. My brother has a closer relationship with my mom.
Okay, all right. My bad. I'm getting y'all mixed up. Shout out Brandeezy. Shout out Blair Watch.
Shout out, bro.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Because, like, my dad would do, like, all the music and sports stuff with me. And then, like, my mom did, like, certain shit with my brother. Because, like, she used to coach him in
Well,
soccer.
he is a child, and it doesn't seem like he has any athletic ability whatsoever, or talent. So it seems like mom babied him.
Nah, that... I give my brother a lot of shit, but, like, as we've gotten older and, like, more into adulthood
He
and
still has
everything,
zero talent.
Nah, he's pretty talented.
At what?
He chooses not to show, which I'm like, nigga,
What
why?
talent does he have?
He can actually sing. Like, he can sing his ass off, which is the funniest thing ever. Like, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't
think
believe
so.
it.
Exactly. Because he doesn't
No.
show that shit.
Not I wouldn't think so. Like, I wouldn't look at him, and even if he told me, I wouldn't believe him.
Yeah. He's kind of like a, oh yeah, nigga, you got to see to believe type of thing, which is weird. Sing, nigga. Shit.
I'm calling that nigga right after we know the show. And be like, yo, I heard you can sing.
You're like, nah.
I know
he's
that's exactly what he's going to do. But shout out Blair Watch Podcast. Shout out our brothers.
Nah, for real.
Brandy's and Deuce. But yeah, that was, I had a lot of fun with that episode, especially Alaska. It was their first time coming on. But it made me realize one thing about like Patreon exclusives. And I think I'm going to stop doing that moving forward. It's giving, that was Alaska's first time on the podcast. And then I gave her a Patreon exclusive. But, and I think it's because like, there were other outlier factors as to why I gave her a Patreon exclusive. But I don't think I'm going to give Patreon exclusives to people who haven't been on a podcast before.
Right.
I got to like convince you that like, hey, when they come up for a Patreon exclusive, you're definitely going to do it. Like Brandon is worthy of a, Brandon Moore is worthy of a Patreon exclusive. He's given us enough good content. I've talked to Renee about giving a Patreon exclusive. I'll explain later why.
Okay.
Yeah, some people that have come on and I was like, oh, okay, you're really good content. Like, your Patreon was more entertaining than like your regular version.
Yeah.
Here's a Patreon exclusive where I know you're going to get to your bag. Keon, Lewis, people like that. Like, Lewis, remember, Lewis turned up for the Patreon. I don't want to keep doing this thing where like some Patreon exclusives, I give them a Patreon exclusive for their first episode.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just give you the extended episode. And then if your extended episode is entertaining enough for me, then we can talk about a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, but I feel like a reason why those certain people turned up for the Patreon exclusive was because, like, you know, it was kind of like that safety.
Niggers,
net.
Jews, and faggots.
Yeah, that part. But it's because, like, oh, it's a sense of comfortability with it. So
Which I'll explain why that has to get a little fixed too. That level of comfortability a little later, because there's like reasons why I'm going to dive into a lot of these episodes and shit like that. But even the level of comfortability, like if the Patreon exclusive creates a comfortability, I'm doing bad, and I'll explain why later.
Okay.
But shout out to Alaska. Her fine ass still want her to sit on my face, and she still won't. But shout out to Alaska, living her best life. I'm still waiting for her to come back in town so I can bring her back on, because she's been out for a minute. But yeah, weed. What was it? Weed, chivalry, and equal pay. It was a fun episode. The next episode is.
That's real talent, though. Being able to freestyle over just about anything.
Yeah.
I'm always glad to be in your presence. Say, Jeremy, hit my red button. So, I want to see if you can freestyle over this.
One of my proudest podcasting moments right here.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yo, I don't ever need a minute. I can get it whenever. God dang, that's the talent. This is nice and clever. I just pull the strings, I just pull the lever. I just do it right now, the next time do it better. Freestyling on Sis and Woes with their bros, oh yeah. Hot like a sauna right here is Ayana freestyling off the top, off the rope. The flow is like a drug, god dang, because it's dope. I put Jesus in my music and just give them hope. I always say things they remember because it's quotes, so quote it. If he says it, then it's wrote it. God dang, man. I ain't Lil Yachty burning these tracks. I bowed it like
Brian Music killing it.
bro, when you showed me that freestyle the next day, I was like, hands down, the best freestyle I've ever heard in my fucking life.
And then that nigga went for 5 minutes, bro. That nigga done didn't drop a freestyle. He dropped a song, nigga.
That nigga did what Jay-Z did on God Did, bro.
Bro.
Like, this nigga, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna get my footing. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna ride this shit.
Off break. And you can tell by that clip, like, I definitely surprised that nigga. He was like, You want me to freestyle right now? Yeah, right now.
He's like, all right, fuck it, let me go ahead and dive in real quick.
Like, after about 3 minutes, I started hitting that nigga who had, like, ad-libs and shit, like, rap about this, rap. I was hitting him with subjects that he should rap about. Brian's one of my favorite artists to watch in that moment. Like, his crowd engagement was crazy because he's like, hit me with words. He's always telling the crowd, hit me with words, hit me with words. I'll rap about that. But one thing I learned from that episode was trying to, like, get in a mind space of capitalizing off of the guest talent. If I bring you on, obviously it's for a certain reason. You know a certain space, you know a certain atmosphere and stuff like that. I should spend more time capitalizing off, not capitalizing, but like exposing your talents. Yeah. Brian's one of the best freestylers I've ever met on a down to earth level. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you come on my show. I obviously prep those tracks. Shout out to Xavier Cloud because he gave me those tracks. I reached out to Xavier Cloud to give me those tracks and then had those tracks lined up because I already knew I was going to surprise you with it. Right. But then I got to start doing more stuff like that. Yeah. If your specialty is this, then I need to give you a moment where you get to highlight that specialty as opposed to just trying to have regular conversation with you. Regular conversation is fine. I think I'm good at it. I think my guests are good at it when they come on. But in that, like, you can't get that moment anywhere else unless it's Breakfast, or no, not Breakfast Club, because Breakfast doesn't really do freestyles like that.
Their whole freaking platform
Tim
changed.
Westwood. Or Hot Night, what was that? Wait, what is a...
Sway in the Morning.
Your Sway in the Morning, correct. I was trying to think of the radio show where Childish Gambino went on there and did I've Been Gone My Whole Life. Ebro.
Are you talking about Funk Flex?
No. Oh, okay. It was I've Been Grinding My Whole Life. Rosenberg and Ebro.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay. I haven't watched them in a while, so I don't really know.
I only watched that, but that's like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, maybe 8 years old.
Goddamn.
Yeah. But also one of the best freestyles Childish Gambino has ever put out, and one of the top 5 best freestyles ever.
I would have put J. Cole up there with the Sway in the Morning one because that nigga.
No, he not Sway in the Morning. The other one that he did, where he said, "No Bill Cosby, fuck if they sleeping, but fuck them if they sleeping," or some shit like that. It was the one that he recently dropped. It was like not even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on. It wasn't on Sway in the Morning. It was something else.
Was it Funk Flex?
No, it was.
Where the fuck was it?
I can't remember. I'll find out. But
it was one of them.
Shout out to Brian for coming in and dropping that freestyle. And I'm glad, like, I hate to use capitalizing off as a word, but it's kind of what it was. Yeah. When he did the Still Tip LA Leakers. That's what it was. LA Leakers freestyle for J. Cole. But yeah, you need to get in a better habit of like trying to capitalize off of those moments, trying to monetize those moments, trying to like expose those moments. It's like you're a great freestyler. Let me get that on camera.
Right.
Let me get people so people can really see your talent as opposed to sitting there and listen to you have a conversation. And then again, it's still not an interview, it's still a conversation, but I got to find a way to incorporate your talents into our conversation. Yeah. Where it can be easily displayed.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to say it.
Yeah. So, shout out to Brian Music for that dope ass episode. I just wish one thing that I realized I wish I would have did sooner was Brian was a little quiet for a lot of the episode until we brought up one conversation, and it was like basically black men dating white women. Yeah, and that's took Brian's energy with a whole different way, and I was just like, fuck, man, I wish I would have known that. Like, I had to do better about finding out what your not tipping point in a conversation, not like your trigger moment, but like finding out like what you can produce the most content in.
I feel like for that aspect, you could do like maybe a 5 to 10 like little questionnaire or whatever. Be like, oh, what's something that you like to talk about? What's one thing that you don't want to talk about? You know, certain shit like that. So
yeah, but I don't think you would sit there and talk about like if I asked you that, I don't think that you would write down interracial relationships.
You never know until, they fill it out.
Well, I do that though. That's how I pull up. You know how I pull my 3 topics from the guests.
Yeah.
So if you didn't say that, then I wouldn't think that was a sweet spot for you. But then I realized, like, in the conversation, I'm like, oh, let's get into this bag.
Okay, got you.
So
got you.
I don't mind pivoting in the conversation and stuff like that, but I wish I would have known that pivot prior to.
Right.
So that I could have pulled more from it. Because then I could have steered most of the conversation a different way where we could have talked more interracial relationship, interracial interactions, like the interracial societal standpoint and stuff like that. I could have pulled a whole episode out of that. But I didn't know that was like your interest point. And I didn't find that out until like 30 minutes into the Patreon. So,
Got you.
but shout out to Brian. Shout out to him, his beautiful wife, his beautiful kids. One of his daughters, his stepdaughter, came through and performed at the Girardi's open mic. That was it because he hit me up. I was like, yo, you're still doing it on Thursday? I was like, yep. And he was like, hey, sign my daughter up. She wants to perform tonight. I was like, bet I got you.
Okay.
So she came in and performed. So shout out to Girardi's open mic. Make sure you check it out.
Yeah, check that shit out.
Shout out Brian Music. He's still dropping. He hasn't done any shows in a while, but he's still dropping music videos because we just used this music video, I think 2 weeks ago for our video of the week for Limelight.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, shout out to Brian. He one of them niggas that was like, I still got shit to do. So, episode 64 was, Honey, I Tell You, with Lewis. Well, I had to do the counter with that nigga, so.
Yeah, man. That's shit.
You can't say shit around that motherfucker without him making it sexual. I was at one point where I said like 3 things back to back to back, and each time I was trying to correct the thing I previously said, he was like, oh my God. Oh my Lord. Like, it was just a way to say it.
Lose is a fun fucking time, man.
It's never a dull moment with that motherfucker.
Honestly, though.
The hope is always gay. Shout out to fucking Lewis, though. That was a great episode. Clip!
My masculine side and my feminine side.
Agreed.
And you can see both. Like, you can see both because, like, I'll get down and, like, change a tire. I've worked on cars. Like, I will go out and do some work. Like, and
But you'll also pop that pussy for a real
pop
nigga.
that pussy for a real nigga, baby. Pop it for a real nigga.
Oh, shit.
But,
Lewis is my guy. He knows that.
yeah.
So like, don't get into it. That I be fucking with him, but like, as you can see, he's getting his one-liners off.
Yeah.
And Lewis be sliding in my DM saying some wild shit too. So.
well, I mean, I thought that I didn't even know I was going to be doing this today. I thought that was a you up text. I was like, Nelson,
You up there?
That was speechless.
Nelson hit me real fast.
So speechless. Oh motherfucker! Like it gets me up, and he like it's shit like that that has caused me to perfect my camera, like looking.
Yeah.
Like it be those moments where I'm just like, I thought that was a you up text, and it's just like the awkward side, so I just look at the camera. Like, really, nigga?
Yeah, honestly, though. Bro, I feel like you should just do a compilation of you just looking at the camera off, like when one of the guests says like something like off the wall shit, you just be like, all right.
You're right. Shout out to the LGBTQIAPK. Still strong, getting on my fucking nerves.
Bro, I saw this one tweet. And it was like, we're all a part of the Alphabet Club. I said, who?
No, we are not.
I'm like, nothing
No,
against
we're
that.
not. Unless y'all added H
right.
for all my heteros.
Exactly.
Or C for all my coloreds.
Where's the goddamn cancel button?
Fucking cancel button. We done put that shit in today. It's a recap, baby. Shout out you free niggas. I'm not giving you a cancel button today. You want to cancel me? Good luck. We're in the episode top 1 percentile. I love the episode name.
Oh, that's great.
Top 1 percentile. So good luck canceling me. I only got $20,000 people that are my fucking competition as opposed to the 2 million podcasts that are out there. Suck my dick.
Yikes. Wow.
1 percenters. That's what I might call it. Top 1%. But there was one thing I want to bring. I wrote down hot take. More women should have multiple husbands. And
Yikes.
I wrote that because, all this red pill movement, and I'm gonna be on the red pill because I hate you niggas. More red pillers are in and out about, you know, a man should be able to provide for multiple women. He should have multiple wives. We should get back to that point where a man can sleep with multiple women, but his woman should only be virgins and some shit like that. I'm starting to progressively think that it should be the other way around.
Women should have multiple husbands.
Yeah. Because women are so indecisive, they change their mind all the time and everything like that. I think our lives would actually be easier if women had multiple husbands.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
your
could see
Burger
that.
King nigga. That's your Wendy's nigga. I'm your Taco Bell nigga.
And then she has a what's that? Fuck with a child type nigga.
Say what?
That takes her out to like expensive dinners and shit. She's like, oh, if I feel like, you know, just going out and grabbing something.
Yeah. I'll make as much as that nigga, but he
Yeah.
takes you to expensive places.
Yeah. And honestly, to be real with you, America don't make enough money. We don't have certain jobs to be having multiple bitches anyways.
That's why all these niggas are passport bros. Shout out J. Cole and Bass.
Yeah.
That song is a banger though.
It really is.
But yeah, that's why all these niggas want to be passport bros, because they like, oh, well, you know, if I go over to that country and pay for this woman's blah, 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 you know, it's not a lot of money, but it's like, yeah, but if you bring her back to America, it's a little different.
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up and find your American woman and just settle down with her and stop trying to convince her why cheating is okay. But neither here nor there. That's a hot take. More women should have multiple husbands as opposed to men having multiple wives.
Because honestly, niggas be thinking that we slick, but we're not.
That's for damn sure.
Because women, they can literally have sex with a nigga before they come and see you, and you would not know the difference.
That's also for damn sure.
Unless y'all fuck, and you be like, hold up, something feels different. Why does it smell like a tire shop in here?
I don't know what a tire shop smells like. So that's what baffles me the most. Because when you say tires,
Yes.
I think burnt rubber.
Yes.
But then I'm like, tire shop smells like fresh rubber. But then fresh rubber reminds me of brand new condoms.
Exactly.
So I don't know what you mean when you say, because there's both used tires and new tires in a tire shop.
And they all smell
There are
like
in-action
rubber.
tires. There are tires that are getting ran for leak checks. There are tires that are...
Exactly. Hence why I said that. Hence why I said what I said.
Oh, that's crazy.
Bro, that literally just came off the top of my head, too. Like, that's... Wow. Shout out to me. That's awesome. Hey, I'll take that tally point right there.
You're welcome, Q. But yeah, shout out to Lewis. Shout out to episode 64. Shout out to Honey, I tell you. Episode 65 was the Streams of Consciousness. That was me, you, and Carter. Shout out to Streams of Consciousness. I always enjoy the Streams of Consciousness. I don't want to do them as commonly as I do, but I do want to do them sparingly enough. You know, one every 10 episodes kind of thing. But
Was that the first one that we did?
no, this is Streams of Consciousness 3, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Jeez. Clip.
You can come out as the Diablo girl, the Diablo come girl. you can come out as the, you know,
Nah, she'll be known as Hot Coochie.
I told you, Ghost Pepper. That's what we're gonna call her.
Because it sneaks up on you.
My facial reaction is just wild.
That's wild.
Or California Reaper.
That's, oh my God.
California Reaper is crazy.
Hey, yo, I'm in my fucking bag today, bro. I really was.
That's funny. Oh my God.
That's a clip.
That's wild.
Wow.
I thought the hot sauce bandit was clever, but Jesus, you niggas are on one.
Guys, it's good to be back.
Drake is officially the red hot chili piper. All right, I'm gonna give Eric 3 dings for that one. Eric gets 3 on that counter for saying I'm in my fucking bag, and then in so much time in the future agreeing with himself, I really was in my bag.
I was. I don't care.
And then say I'm on one today. So yes, he's getting 3 dings for that one. You're welcome, Q.
Bro, I think that was the episode where we just kept coming back with like one-liners back to back to
Yes,
back.
for that, especially for that Drake situation, because we were talking about the whole hot sauce in the condom thing.
First of all, like, yes, I would most definitely do that if I was Drake, almost net worth at $1 billion. Of course, I don't know you random bitches.
Bruh.
The fuck? I already got one kid I didn't want to claim. Why would he want to claim another one? Or my bad, he was hiding his kid from the world.
No, he was hiding the world from his kid. Wait.
Either way.
But yeah, no, that episode we talked about that. We talked about the cigar girl. The girl that met the guy on the online dating, and she got the cigar for him and stuff like that. Later in that episode, we talked about some real nostalgic shit. I can't remember specifically what it was, but it was. I was listening to it, or listening back to it, and I was like, wow, the nostalgia moments really hit home. Like when niggas talk about like what they used to do back when they were kids and like that kind of thing. I think for like this podcast, I got to start incorporating more things like that because, Lewis, I need to start incorporating more things like counters.
Yeah.
More interactive things, like you can get the last out of like every time something happens, you get the thing and stuff like that. For this episode, I think I need to start incorporating like more, not millennial centered, but more like nostalgia to like I remember that moment.
Yeah.
Especially since I do harp on the fact that it's a millennial podcast. So I do need to harp on things that like millennials be like, I remember that.
Yeah.
Or, yo, you're taking me back type shit. So, but Streams of Consciousness are always fun. They're always entertaining. They're always great. So shout out to Jay Carter. He's always the guy that comes on for Streams of Consciousness. Shout out to you for coming on for that. You were there for 5, but you were there for 1, 2, and 3, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to keep that in like every 10 episodes. I'm going to do a Streams of Consciousness. Or like if there's a long break, but I don't plan on taking any long breaks anytime soon, so I'm hoping I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, I definitely want to get back into at least every 10 episodes, drop a Streams of Consciousness just for shits and giggles because they are relatable, but they're also like just niggas being casual niggas.
Honestly.
And conversations. I also realized with that episode, because we got into some really crazy fucking sin of the day and woes of the week for that episode. And I realized I want to save some of my most extreme like sin of the days and woe of the weeks for Patreon exclusives.
Yeah.
I think we can really deep dive into those kind of things, like just save them for Patreon exclusives so that, you know, you both have motivation to watch and listen to those episodes, but also just like we can pull more conversations for the most extreme ones because it's a no filter podcast.
But honestly, those can be actually turned into topics for real, for real.
Correct. And sometimes that's what happens. Yeah. It's like the extreme ones do get turned into long form content. But shout out to Carter, shout out to fucking Eric for that episode. What episode was that? That was Streams of Consciousness 3, episode 66, which is a Patreon exclusive. Shout out Q, one of our Patreons, who came on for that. And that we recorded that on my birthday too.
Oh yeah.
My birthday in 2022. Yeah, my birthday last year. Yeah. So shout out to Q for that shit.
If I buy drinks, because I buy drinks for guys and girls, mine's all out of a source of networking or it's celebration. But never because I'm trying to like get in your draws. I mean, at this point, it's kind of dead and mute. Celibate.
That's right. How's that going?
What are we at? Like 18 months?
Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
Killing the game.
I know your search bar, your Pornhub history gotta be wild. You gonna make it hard for the next shorty, man. You gonna be like, huh? That's dangerous, man.
Yeah, the expectations are
right. Right. Man, she gonna have a lot to work with there.
If you don't like butt stuff, I can't fuck with you.
And bro, that was a wild time.
Only Q would think like it was a lot of fucking weird shit going on in that conversation. Like we started out with Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
And then so he was like, well, I was trying to get off this topic, but it seemed like, because I was talking about how, well, the only reason I'm old enough where now, like, Pepto-Bismol is the only way I can get through the day after a long night of drinking. But yeah, we talked about that. We talked about the fucking, there's a lot of 9/11 conversation going on in that episode. Shout out to Patreon exclusives. They are raunchy. There's a lot of ass-eating conversation going on with that.
There was a lot of shit that was going on even before the cameras turned on. We were talking
about. So yeah, shout out to Q. He made it down to town. Shout out you, Q. You made it down in town for my birthday. So we said, fuck it, let's do a podcast episode before the birthday.
Yeah.
And then went on and get drunk. Well, I got drunk. Quinn don't drink. But shout out my best friend. Shout out Q. Y'all know him. Yeah. I don't think I really had any complaints about that episode or anything that I really need to instantly fix. Yeah, no, I got nothing. I don't think there's any bad issues about that episode or anything like that. It was a solid hour. It was an entertaining conversation. Even when it was time to switch, as far as topics went, it was a reasonable switch. There was no mess ups or anything like that. So I think the only problem with that episode was like I was super fucking hungover. But like I was like still drunk from the last night. And then had to record that just so I can go back and drink again that night. So
that was nothing new at that point in time.
Well, that was like one of the only few episodes where I was just like too hungover to need to drink to record.
Because you were trying to get your shit together.
Bro, I really fucking was.
Nigga was struggling.
But yeah, that was episode 66, Sexual Expectations. It is a Patreon exclusive. You can only catch that on patreon.com/YCC Entertainment, episode 66. Subscribe for as little as $1. Another shameless plug. You're fucking welcome.
Yes, sir.
Episode 67. I know you're going to love this. Sour Patch Kids. Featuring Yami.
Oh, shit.
It was a fun episode. Yami definitely brought all of her personality.
And
Yami
then
keeps
some.
and then some. Yami keeps asking me, "Can she come on again?" And I'm kind of like, "Hell no." But shout out Yami. She always gives good, entertaining conversation.
Yeah.
She's just a fucking liability. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, to herself.
She's not a liability
To herself.
She's just a lot. So you gotta take some episodes out to like recoup before you bring her back on. But
shout out Yami.
Shout out Yami. Yeah, shout out episode 67, Sour Patch Kids.
Your accent doesn't really show until you start fucking up words.
Or until you get mad.
Oh, yes.
Or, yeah,
when
that.
I get frustrated. Like, when I get upset, I start to stutter.
Yeah.
When I get frustrated, I start to stutter. Once I start to stutter, it's a wrap.
Do you stutter only in English, though? Or you stutter in Spanish, too?
No, I stutter in English.
Okay.
I don't stutter in
That was supposed to be funny, Harry.
No, because like the way you asked it was like, so do you like?
No, because I figured like she's trying to figure out to formulate the words that she wants to say in English. Yeah.
I'm trying to put the word together, and then when I can't put the word together.
But if you stuttered in Spanish too, that would be fucking hilarious.
I've never stuttered in Spanish so far. I said Spanish. I haven't stuttered in Spanish in such a long time. I can't even. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny though. That your English is actually getting worse progressively.
Yeah, when you first met me, my English was not this bad.
That's so crazy that it took me so long to realize that your English is bad.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't remember this when I first met you. It's crazy. I still run into her from time to time now. She's still on about.
She smoked me out that day too. I was like, I wasn't planning on smoking this much, which is why I laughed because I visualized.
I would
her
say some things,
studying.
but too bad this isn't a Patreon exclusive. So I'm just going.
I know what you were. I was gonna say something, but I was like, I'm not gonna say it.
But yeah, no, I still see her from time to time. She's still Yami.
Yeah. She's always gonna be Yami. I think that's what I like about her.
That's crazy. I hate everything about you, Yami. If you're listening to this right now, I can't stand your ass. No, I'm kidding. Yami's a homie. I sometimes there from time to time. Sometimes send her texts and stuff. There's nobody on the podcast that I've had that I have a bad relationship with.
Well,
that's a lie.
I was like, well, yeah.
I don't want to say bad. Well, there's one person, and I don't have a. Well, there's one person I don't like. I wouldn't bother reaching out to.
Yeah.
And there's another person that I wouldn't. One person I wouldn't bother reaching out to because whatever reason. The other person, I wouldn't reach out to you because I don't think you did anything wrong. And that's why we're a podcast short.
Ah, okay.
So
got you.
Yeah. That's one person I would never reach out to. Because I have to reach out because I got to figure out what your intentions are with that. And then can I take it back kind of thing. But, yeah. But those are like the only two people that's coming to podcasts, and I'm like, nah, those kind of relationships kind of dead.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I think everybody else that usually comes on the show, like they always have fun, they always enjoy themselves. We still keep a solid conversation. Yami's just a headache, but I love Yami. She's entertaining to come on to the show. She's a lot, so you gotta take it in pieces. But as far as that episode, one thing I gotta be very careful about, and one of my biggest lessons from that, is the phone thing. She had to keep taking that phone call.
Yeah.
And it was funny because, like, it was kind of the conversation in certain points. Like, it was a topic of, like, this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, when a nigga keeps pulling you away from the show, bro, put your phone down for 2 hours.
Right.
If you can't do that, we can't record.
Right.
But, yeah, you got to put your phone down for 2 hours if you're going to, be on that type of time.
It's even crazy how that whole situation, like formulated everything, too.
Wait, what?
Like that whole phone conversation, like that situation, how it...
Because he dropped her off.
Yeah, how it progressively got worse. I was like...
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Jealous niggas be jealous niggas.
Yeah.
Whatever, teach their own. I got nothing for it. But yeah, so Sour Patch Kids, episode 67 with featuring Yami. Shout out to Yami. We always love you. She keeps asking me, can she come back on? And I'll be like, bro, maybe.
I mean,
so I'll bring Yami back on eventually.
Yeah,
you gotta have a decent amount of time between time. I had a Rolodex of people that want to come on, people want to come back, people that I need to come on, everything like that. I got Brandon Moore. I gotta bring back because I'm working on some shit with him.
Yeah.
Shout out CY Music. CY Music wants to come back on. Yami wants to come back on. I want to bring Renee back on for a Patreon exclusive. There's a lot of people that just want, like, I think Keon would be good for Patreon exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that want to come back, so there's a lot of people that want to come on. But I don't fuck with you niggas that sit there and say I can talk about anything. Shut the fuck up, you can't. That's why all you niggas fail at 3 episodes. So,
hey,
full circle.
Call a spade a motherfucking spade.
A motherfucking spade. We about it. But episode 68. Me and the guy J Pat by episode 1. Fucking guess he was
big
at.
Bro.
He was at. This was a 6th time.
Yeah.
The only nigga to hit 2 handfuls. Pause. Big pause. Jeez. Shout out to the big J Pat for taking up 2 handfuls of times on my show. for coming to join me.
Anything you say is just gonna be misconstrued now, bro.
Oh my God. Honey, I tell you.
Bro, we gotta bring Lewis back on.
Yo, that's crazy.
That shit was funny.
But shout out to the homie J Pat coming in. We had to do a whole video research for this because we had to dive into the Tinder swindler.
Yeah.
And that created a lot of conversation. We ended up talking about the Tinder swindler for 45 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
I don't remember last time we had a subject or a topic that we talked about for that fucking long, but it was just so much deep diving. And then this nigga just, when he pointed out the fact that, like, this bitch was crazy because she thought her favorite movie was Beauty and the Beast, but, like, she picked Gaston. Yeah. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy, but that's hilarious. But he's right. But, like, damn, bitch, you didn't see the villain in your own life as opposed to the villain in the movie? But I'm going to go ahead and play this clip.
But is that
how you going to be my best friend if you don't have male tendencies?
See, but that's the thing. Like, niggas already have best friends, though. So it's not that just be my best friend first. There's something about that one particular woman being your best friend that makes her...
What do you want from me, Jeremy? What do you want from me?
But those male tendencies were so important. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are niggas
more gay than they should be?
Yes. Why isn't every nigga chasing another nigga?
Because you have a vagina. If more niggas had pussies, more niggas would be gay.
Warning. Cancel culture is imminent.
Yo. Bro. I was so caught up in my laugh. The fact that you said, this is an appropriate time to hit the cancel button.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, this, because if I let this sit in silence for too long,
there's one time during this episode where I'm just saying a bunch of crazy shit, and you're like, Cancer coach is imminent. Warning, cancer coach, warning. And you're just like,
Right, I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm like, I can't just do this. Like, no.
That was definitely a dog on women episode for me, because I was just basically talking about like, all you women suck. Y'all make your own mistakes, personal accountability. All you bitches put yourself in a situation, everything like that.
Well, yeah, because a certain situation happened too. So
wait, what?
During that time period, you found out about something else. I'm not gonna put your shit out there, but like, yeah. But what was that a different time?
I think it was later. If you're talking about, what's her name?
Yeah.
No, that was later.
Okay.
She was in the living room when we recorded this episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because that's when I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I stopped talking about my celibacy at that point.
That's right. I was
like, so, because I was talking about nigga tendencies, and I was like, her nigga tendencies, because she was in the living room. But, yeah, no.
That was a shocker to walk into the door. I was like, oh, hey, how's it going?
Sitting there fucking watching Netflix. Whatever, bitch. Go ahead. You got it. But shout out to you for staying out of the way while niggas do business.
No, that's a real thing though. Like, shout out to the women who actually understand, like, niggas aren't trying to spend less time with you more so than they're trying to build something. Cause like some women take it as, oh, he's just trying to, spend time with the niggas.
I just had this conversation with shout out Sarah and shout out Carter. I had this conversation with, like, we were in a 3-way phone call and we were having that conversation. It's the niggas that have, if the nigga has time to be up under your wing, he's probably not investing in himself.
Right.
If he has time to be up under there asking you what you doing today, where you about to go and stuff like that, that means that nigga's not busy enough in his own life.
Exactly.
Got nothing for you. So find better niggas to invest in, I guess. But
hey, I mean, it be like that.
It do be like that. But shout out J Pat. Shout out I think he came on one more time before the end of, no, 2 more times before the end of, before episode 80. He'll be back eventually. I don't know when, but it's J Pat. He's my episode 1 guest, so he'll definitely be around from at some point. But shout out to, what was it? Swiper Keeps Swiping. Swiper Keeps Swiping. That was the name of that episode. That was episode 68.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I realized from that episode is find more projects with your friend guest. Like, cause I told him, hey, watch The Tinder Swindler.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna watch Tinder Swindler, and then we're gonna talk about it on the show.
Right.
But I had people like you. I have Jay Carter. I have Quinn. I have J Pat. When I had people like that on the show, I should do some more stuff like that. Where it's like, oh, let's deep and dive to something like this because it'll align with like what we talk about on the podcast, but also like it'll be entertaining to dissect because we were able to pull 45 minutes.
Right.
30 to 45 minutes out of that, and it was only a 3-hour documentary, but it was so much conversation, so many things that needed to be addressed about that conversation.
Right.
It's like maybe I should start doing more things like that so that I can incorporate more friend guest episodes.
Yeah, because certain people can take certain things from like one thing or whatever. So yeah, no, that'd be a good thing to do.
Correct. Episode 69. F-Boys and CNN to me featuring Zion.
God
Catch the
damn
Beast
it.
Podcast. Never made it past episode 3. You do what you want with that. But shout out Zion. She'll be back shortly. She's another person that's going to be coming back soon. That girl's been grinding lately. So shout out to her for that. But it's always a treat to have her on. And yeah, I definitely dogpiled her on this episode.
Yeah.
I was being an asshole this episode. But clip.
Okay, hypothetically, right? I'm going on a new date. If this guy is not setting up to my standards and what I'm requiring, if you are not opening my door, you're not gonna get a second date.
And I got that.
Yeah.
Like, should you not be upfront of your expectations within a relationship?
I should be.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if you have to tell a guy, I like my doors open everywhere I go, because he's used to dating women that don't care to have their doors open.
Yeah.
So if he comes across you and you tell him, my expectations is to have my doors open at all times, how many times do you have to tell him?
It's a one-time thing.
And that's not how habits work.
Well, I wouldn't say.
You're welcome. You're fucking welcome.
I'm not telling you again.
Shout out Zion.
Yeah, but no, bro, that's not how habits work.
That's definitely not how habits work.
It's repetition.
I shouldn't have to tell you at all because you're just supposed to know because you read minds because that's what men do because y'all read minds because we told y'all you're supposed to read minds.
Oh my gosh, I hate that narrative that women bring to be like, I shouldn't have to tell you. You should just know, bitch. If I'm just meeting you. And I didn't know you don't like onions or something on your burger. How the fuck am I supposed to read your fucking
Because she
mind?
manifested you.
The fuck that got to do with me?
She manifested her perfect man. So her perfect man was supposed to know these things because she manifested you.
Well, can she manifest that into my fucking head then?
No, that's not how that works.
Well,
she manifested you.
Well, then, bitch, manifest these onions off your goddamn burger.
That's crazy.
Manifest that. Manifest these nuts.
That's crazy. Manifesting onions off your goddamn burger is wild.
That'd be
her real shit.
That'd be her perfect burger. Her perfect burger for her perfect man.
Manifest these onions off your burger is crazy.
Hey, if you want it, if you will it, and you manifest it strong enough, it just might happen.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Just
Probably
maybe.
no. It's probably no. But maybe.
You'll just have to take it off and have the flavor of onion on your burger.
I'm here for it.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, shout out Zion. You know, it's one thing I think I said. On that episode, I sat there and said, sometimes men don't say what they want. I was talking to her and I was in Grant. And as Iris says, well, sometimes I change my mind. Sometimes it's reasonable to change my mind because sometimes I just be wrong about shit. I'm cool with being wrong about shit. I'm gonna call myself out for being wrong about shit. And at that point on that episode, I said, sometimes men don't say what they want. I lied. Guess what? Men always say what they want. And here's the difference why. This is why men have a lot of more credibility to be manipulative than you bitches want to give us credit for. Because, hot take, men always sit there and say, I want this, I want that. And you bitches, if I sit there and say I want a cheeseburger with onions and no ketchup or mustard, you'll get a cheeseburger with onions, no ketchup or mustard, and then you want to put fries and a shake on there. Bitch, I didn't ask for that. I had chips and a water. I just wanted the burger.
Right.
Why you get all this shit? If I wanted that, I would have asked for it. I just wanted what I asked for. Well, I wanted to do above and beyond. No, you want above and beyond.
Right.
Because if you ask me for a burger, you're expecting fries and a shake without asking for it. I didn't want that.
Right.
I wanted exactly what I asked for.
Yeah.
That's why I fucking asked for it.
Right.
But you women like to play games and get more than what you asked for because people are supposed to fucking read your minds. And you want to be shown that you're loved by somebody getting you more than what you asked for. As opposed to men meet my standard.
Yeah. I saw this thing on Twitter, I saw this a couple years ago, right? This woman tweeted, so my boyfriend's birthday was coming up. All he said was he just wanted to hang out with his niggas, hang out with his friends or whatever. She was like, no. So what I wanted to do, because I wanted this done for my birthday, I booked this nigga a cabin trip, invited all of his friends, his family. He showed up. He was like, this is not what I wanted. He's like, and then she was like, well, you just ruined your birthday. No, bitch, you ruined my birthday. I didn't ask for all of this. I asked for a simple thing, and you went above and beyond. That's your dumb ass fault. Why?
Yeah, fuck you bitches. That's all day for the extra shit. Don't get me more than what I asked for. If I asked for something simple, just give me something simple.
Right.
That's what I asked for. Jesus Christ. But shout out Zion. It's always a pleasure to have her on. Still trying to bring her to the company. She's still faking. We're still going to keep trying. Episode 70. That was, episode 69.
Nice.
F-Boys and CNN to me. Episode 70 was also, hold on, 69, before I go. One thing I wanted to start doing because Zion actually gave me the Death of Millie. Death of Millie is something I need to bring back.
Yeah.
I don't know how I lost track of that. I think what happened was once we moved studios, that's when I stopped doing it. And then I totally forgot it was a thing somehow. But yes, I need to start bringing back Death of Millie. But I think I might, because Q's been on my ass about maybe your guest should do this, maybe your guest should do, maybe the guest should do the sin of the day, maybe the guest should do the will of the week. And I was like, man, it's kind of harder that requires more work from the guest. And I don't trust people to be able to do that kind of level of content.
Right.
Or they'd be their own podcast host. But I was like, for Death of Millie, maybe I can make that work.
Yeah.
Because Zion was the one that gave me Death of Millie. Now, Zion's a special case. She's the podcast host.
Right.
But never made it past episode 3, but you know. But but Zion's a podcast host, and she's a really good host at that.
Yeah.
So her being able to do Death of a Millie made sense. I gotta find somebody that's like not being used to being on a podcast, doesn't know how to like. It's their first time on a podcast. Can you do Death of a Millie?
Right.
And then maybe if that can work, then I'd be like, okay, you can do Death of a Millie. If you can do Death of a Millie, you can come on the show.
Right.
Make that a new standpoint.
Yeah.
So, Q, I'm looking into it. But episode 70 was Streams of Consciousness 4. It was me, Carter, Quinn, and J. Pat. It was a fun episode. I'm enjoying doing the. I realized that with the Streams of Consciousness, they work better with bigger groups of people.
Yeah.
Especially like all of us know each other, so it's easy for us to have like, you know, conversations on a deeper level as opposed to like, you know, I'm worried about everybody going out and ratting my shit out and stuff like that. Like for us, we're all friends. We're school space comfortable. We was all at the fucking New Year's party some years ago. Shout out to that.
Listen.
But
oh my God.
I think
Shit.
Streams of Consciousness are actually more entertaining with a bigger group of people. So I might actually keep that up and going because I ended up doing it again for like, what, 75? I think it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Streams of Consciousness 4, J-Pat, Carter, and Quinn. Clip.
But what if she is the table? What is the table?
Everything I better fucking announce in that exact fucking moment. So if I ask you to wake up and be an astronaut, you better be a fucking astronaut.
No.
If I wake up and tell you to be a fucking geologist, you better, because your role is bringing everything to the fucking table.
Let's
so
walk
be a
that back.
geologist tomorrow, and then on the next day be a historian.
Because every time I hear that shit, I'm like, why would I be asking you, what are you bringing to the table? If you are the table. Clearly, you and the table are two separate things. That's what I'm asking. What is you bringing to the table?
Female and table are not synonymous.
Right. You can't be the table here. You can't be like, I'm the table.
Hold on. We're allowed to identify as whatever we want.
All right.
Question my pronouns.
So am I.
Hey.
My pronouns are table and chair. You must address me correctly.
That was a classic moment by Quinn.
I swear, I hate Quinn for that. He's like, hold on. He's like, hold on now. Hold on now.
We're allowed to identify as whatever we want. Don't question my pronouns.
Because God forbid we misgender somebody off of our first meet.
If a bitch say don't call me a woman, I'm a table, I'ma lose it.
Nah, because I'm going to find something to place her on the ass. Be like, since you a table.
Bro, that's crazy.
Hold this drink.
That's what?
You identify as a table. Can you hold this plate of food? Thank you.
That's
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, you identifying as a table as well. But yeah, I'm hearing less of it. You bitches are out. You bitches are less saying that you're the table. So,
because that whole freaking narrative is stupid as fuck to begin with.
True. Yes, you
Man
saying
or
you are the
woman.
table is fucking crazy to me. And I'm glad I don't feel like I'm having that argument, but it's because, you know, women's unhappiness right now is at a skyrocket high. You know, on 50% of women are on antidepressants. So suck my dick. Shout out to your feminist movement.
And honestly, you can't be a table and then provide for yourself. How are you going to get up and work and walk? You're an inanimate object. Tables don't move unless someone moves it.
That's crazy.
Like, come on now.
Well, that's the part they don't want to talk about is the fact that Jesus. That's the part they don't want to talk about is the fact that like you're a table and you're an inanimate object and somebody has to move you, but you don't want to point out that. You just want to be like, oh, I'm stable enough where like, you know, I have purposes and usefulness, but I just want to address the fact that I'm a solid figure that can hold things up. But, you know, if I want to move from one room to the other, I need somebody else to do that.
Honestly. And honestly, some tables come fucked up from the manufacturer, so...
Unless a man puts it together correctly. And on that note...
Even then, some tables are wobbly, man. I ain't sure you can do about that.
Ah, shit. But yes, Streets of Consciousness 4, that was a fun episode. We got some real heated arguments about, there's a police brutality, the execution style killing. Where the police officer got behind the guy and got on top of the guy and basically shot him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
We had a big argument about that during that episode later in the Patreon. So subscribe to the Patreon, lowest $1. Get it. You can either get other podcasts that are no longer produced by YCC, on the Patreon if you just subscribe. So, you know, you can always do that. But anyways, shameless plug.
I just caught what you said. That's so stupid.
So it's not on YouTube, but it is on Patreon. Anyways, we are halfway through all this recap. So we are going to roll into the plug of the week.
Yeah.
And then hit up these last 9 episodes. Oh yeah, because we're about an hour through. So perfect timing. We'll get into this plug of the week. The plug of the week for this episode is if you're a subscriber of Limelight Vibes, then you probably already heard this song. You've probably seen both of these performers. Shout out both of them. I enjoy and am deeply entertained by both of them. They are Tranquility and Blake G with a song called Move On. It's a dope track. And
yeah,
I definitely have to give y'all a music video with this too, but it is on SoundCloud, and as always, it'll be listed in the SoundCloud playlist plug of the week for Volume 3, so make sure you check it out. But this song is by Tranquility and Blake G, called Move On. Enjoy.
See, the only thoughts you left with are your own. Take your last drink and now you're headed home. Came into this place trying to find your love, but no one ever finds that in the club, no. Now your head is aching, now your face is long, and your tab is open, past the last call. Now your heart is broken, but what's the cause? It's not the shit you think, it's cause you know you can't move on. Time to move on, 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 time to move on. Just last month since she said she was through. You was flying high, but now you're in the mood. Then your homie said it's time to get back out. Find a strange girl, bring her back to the house. Oh, now your head is aching, now your face is long, and your tab is open, past the last call. Now your heart is broken, but what's the cause? It's not the shit you think, it's cause you know you can't move on. Time to move on, 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 time to move on.
I pretended that I hated you, straight up evaded you. Did my best to forget that I ever even dated you. And like the shirts you got me, now my memories are fading too. But I still remember how you used to microwave your food. You press 111, I hit 115 just to be different. But I swear that something's missing. It still heats up and I still clean the dishes, but the day-to-day doesn't feel the same without you in it. I pulled you in and pushed away, finally reached a limit. The love started strong, but it gradually diminished. Every argument, I thought it had to be the finish. Always thinking about myself, and I never really listened, and I never opened up. I guess I was afraid. The best days of our lives, I just let them slip away. I took it all for granted, thought you'd always be there. And when you finally moved on, I still wasn't prepared.
Damn, now your head is aching, now your face is long, and your tab is open, past the last call. Now your heart is broken, but what's the cause? It's not the shit you think, it's cause you know you can't move on. Time to move on, 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 time to move on.
sorry, your car just declined.
Shout out Tranquility. Shout out Blake G. Shout out that plug of the week.
Man, that's a great song. It's giving like mad soca type vibes, like type music.
Who's soca?
It's like a genre of music, like island type music.
Oh yeah, like real Islander shit. Yeah.
yeah.
I can 100% agree with that. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Tranquility. He was one of our headliners for the for Limelight Vibes. Shout out Blake G. He was not only one of our headliners, but he was also one of our performers for Raise the Stage, the Raise the Stage fundraiser.
Okay.
So he was our opening performer. He's actually supposed to be coming back to headline again because he was our second week headliner. For our second week of headlining. So he wants to come back because he realized that the upgrades, the change, and everything like that. So he wants to come back and do it right.
Okay.
So shout out Blake G. Because I do enjoy him. I think he's a dope fucking rapper.
Yeah.
He does one of those things where he like takes TikTok comments and he raps about TikTok comments.
Okay.
So not TikTok, Twitter comments. So he'll like incorporate Twitter comments into his rap. So shout out to Blake G, he's super talented. Shout out to Tranquility, singing his ass off. Shout out to the playlist, that plug of the week for the playlist. Move On by Tranquility and Blake G. This is usually the part where I give two kicks and a hug and say bye to you free niggas, but y'all lucky the fucking day.
Right.
Because this whole episode is gonna be for the free niggas. And I'll make it up on the back end for your Patreons. Like I said, you're getting it super early because you'll be getting it tomorrow because we're recording Sunday, you'll have it Monday morning. And I will make sure I give you a Patreon exclusive before 75. So, yeah. But the next episode was with Nothing But Discussion Podcast. And my thing is, I need to start doing more podcast episodes with other podcast hosts.
Yeah.
I do realize I lack a lot on that, but the problem is a lot of podcast hosts don't do podcast episodes past episode 3.
I already knew it was coming.
It's not my fault I'm 1%.
Very true. Very, very true.
I'm definitely calling, I don't know if I'm calling this episode the top percentile or the 1%, but
either way, you're gonna attract a whole new audience. If you title it 1%ers, you might be good.
Bro, there it is. That's the episode name. Shout out Eroc for 795 Production. We call this episode the 1%ers. That's what the episode name is, the 1%ers.
Yeah.
But I did this episode with Nothing But Discussion. Shout out to them. They're still keeping their episodes going. So I know they're past episode 21 because now they are the 1%ers.
Hey.
But this was a very fun episode. It's called In a Romper at the Urinal. I just got to play the clip.
I get all my suggestions of cologne from women. Like, if it's like a woman saying something about a cologne, I'll test it out. But I fuck with this, I'll do that. But sometimes niggas hear suggestions from women and then get too gassed up with it. Like, remember the rompers? Remember niggas wearing rompers?
The one, oh my God.
Men.
The whole one piece shit.
Right here, men, look me in the camera. As long as you are not a part of the LGBTQI APK community, this applies to you, okay? If she says yes, bitch, to your outfit, throw that shit in fire.
You gotta give it up. You gotta give it up. You gotta give it. Not in the romper, bro.
I'd leave.
In the onesie.
That's crazy.
Hey, a nigga in a romper is hilarious.
A nigga in a romper with some white socks and some white Air Force
But they
Ones.
was doing it, though. But they was doing it.
Come on, bro. Y'all the niggas is out of control. And y'all had the girls hype y'all up and y'all was loving it like it was it, bro. Y'all had to take the whole shit off to go to the bathroom.
Bro, nah, hold up. That's a wild ass concept. A nigga gotta get butt booty hole naked just to take a piss at the urinal. The fuck was wrong with y'all niggas? That just pissed me off.
Brother, how you ever set a nigga back at age, you make him pull his whole pants down and take a piss?
Bruh.
You niggas is 6 for life, bro.
The whole point of pants and shorts was we can easily whip the shit out and go about our fucking day.
Now you niggas got your hairy ass cheeks on the urinal at the bar.
And now you gotta worry about niggas trying to grab your ass and shit too. Like,
you ain't done nothing but invite the gay niggas. Shout out Lewis and Keon, but damn, yo, that's crazy.
and now all the bathrooms are like all genders now too. So it's just like
even a bitch gonna walk up to you and smack your ass and say, "Damn girl, you ain't shaved today."
Wow.
I can put you on to my wax specialist.
and then you'd be like, hold on, I identify as a table. What if I want a rug? Don't do that. Don't do me.
For your information, bitch, I identify as a hairy nigga. So. Oh shit.
You know what?
Bro, if you niggas wearing, bro, I go back to the original statement. If your girl look at your outfit and say, "Yes, bitch, to your outfit," nigga, throw that shit in the fucking fire.
I don't see. This is why, if women realize how much control they have over men, they wouldn't complain about equality.
I agree.
Because honestly, whatever the fuck y'all
pussy
say,
run the world.
Beyonce had it right. Like whatever y'all say goes. Literally. Dead ass. If you tell a nigga, "Oh yeah, go get this tattoo right here," you will look good with that. A nigga's gonna do it. Maybe not that nigga, but a certain
I'll
nigga
argue
will.
that. Hot take. Super hot take. Everybody prepare for this one, okay?
Oh gosh.
I will actually argue that gay niggas run the world. Only because gay niggas create it. Women take it on. Niggas adopt it.
But where do gay niggas get their mannerisms from? Women.
No. I'm talking about like in a stylistic fashion. As far as style, gay niggas create it, and then women take it on, and then men adopt it.
I would say it goes hand in hand, but
Teflon bags. Telfar. That's what it is.
Yeah,
the Telfar bags. Teflon is crazy. Telfar bags. Gay niggas been wearing that heavy as a motherfucker. Now all these bitches got it. You gon' wait till you run up on that nigga with a Telfar wallet.
I mean, honestly, I would get a Telfar wallet.
Me too. I saw how the quality is for them.
This
And it's time for me to get rid of my Louis Vuitton wallet.
Yeah,
I've had that for about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years.
I might just honestly, I might rock a satchel again, for real.
See what I'm saying? But it's probably gonna be Telfar.
Probably. Who knows?
Gay niggas start it.
Yeah.
Women pick it up. Niggas adopt it.
This current day, if I ever see a nigga in a romper.
Oh yeah, no, I'm clowning you, bro.
Cause I'm gonna throw water on you or I'm gonna throw juice on you. Now you gotta change your whole outfit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nah.
That escalated so fast.
No,
But yeah,
cause seriously.
you niggas gotta stop letting your bitch say yes, bitch to your outfits.
Don't let your woman say yes, bitch, to you in general, cause please.
True.
Cause something in the water ain't clean. Some a little fishy.
Or sugary.
You got a little sugar in your tank, and I ain't talking about cars.
That's crazy.
Ooh, that's a good bar. Too.
Yeah, you niggas gotta stop letting your bitches say yes, bitch to your shit. But shout out Nothing to Discussion. They constantly keeping me cracking up on social media. They're still posting. They got to upgrade the camera soon. That's a shot, okay? I love you niggas, and I love to see your content. Upgrade your fucking cameras. It's about that time. I'm kidding. I don't think I finally started upgrading my camera. Well, no. Yeah, I don't think I started upgrading my camera. So, like, I mean, we're at 4K now.
Yeah.
But, like, it was a long period of time. Them Sony Handycams. Shout out them Sony Handycams, but god damn, fuck them Sony Handycams. But Black Magic, everything now, baby. We 4K and everything. We ain't uploading to 4K yet because my laptop's not powerful enough to render that shit. But soon we'll be.
But see, that's the good thing about 4K cameras. You can record in 4K and still upload as 1080i, and it also have that 4K quality.
Correct. Like the quality of them is still 4K.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
tell the difference between those and like the Sony Handycam.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you could tell the difference between 1080 and 4K.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell the difference. But shout out to Nothing But Discussion Podcast. Keep an eye on for them. Keep a lookout for them. They're constantly dropping. I envy a lot of 2 to 3 man podcasts a lot because I'm a single host podcast, and sometimes it gets hard to find guests. Sometimes it's hard to work around guests. Sometimes I can't account for it. If a guest is not here, then I end up having to do streams of consciousness, but then I have to contact other people, and we have to make those things work. So shout out to the podcasts that are still going. Shout out to anybody that's past 21.
Yeah. When I was talking about
both age and podcast number.
Yeah. I'm close to my 30s now, so I don't care anything on it.
If you do with that what you see fit, goddammit. Shout out to everybody past 21. Shout out to the 1%. 1%ers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Episode 72. Everyone needs a Q and DZ. That was actually an appreciation letter in a sense to my best friend and Keith Anthony's best friend. He was my guest for that. It was nice watching the growth of Keith Anthony. Like, and this is like the first time he came through, you could tell like he was a little nervous, a little bit more reserved. And the second time he came through, bro, he was killing it. He was in a bag, and that was right before he left for Full Sail.
Okay.
So he came and recorded like 2 days before he flew out. But we got into some super deep pockets about him growing up as an artist, like the kind of commitment that it takes and stuff like that. He's still dropping music all the time, still dropping clips and everything like that, still doing it. And then he's learning the production side of everything else. So still a Christian rapper. I would have thought he would have left that in the past. But like, I'm kidding.
Bro, Christian rap has evolved into something where you can't even differentiate from
real rap, from regular rap to Christian rap. I agree. Because Brian says that. Brian would consider himself a Christian rapper from time to time. And I'm like, nigga, where?
Exactly.
But like, it makes sense. Keith Anthony, I was like, I thought you were just a conscious rapper. He's like, nah, I'm a Christian rapper.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what? But so, I'll agree with that. Christian rap has evolved.
Yeah.
But shout out to Keith Anthony. Play this clip. It's me keeping your nonstop engagement for 15, 20, 30 an hour.
Now you see how artists feel during concerts. Yeah, that mess is hard.
No, it's not. You're singing songs.
No. You could be singing songs.
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, you was about to throw me off. That was a trigger. I was like, hey, bro, I know this man did not just do that. I was like, yo. Because that mess is so, like, I don't know. I remember in previous conversations we've had, like, I think a couple years ago. I was like 20 years old. Man, you've had one of the biggest character developments because you told me, yeah, I like your music, but you're bland on stage. And I was like,
did I say that? I was this nigga's villain.
No cap.
I mean, like,
I
for me to say
appreciate
you're
it.
playing on stage.
But I
like,
appreciate it because I was. I looked back at, like, stuff I did when I was 20.
But that was
stuff
only
I did.
because I was comparing you to your competition.
Yeah, like Butu.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. That's what I needed. That's the stuff that it's like, all right, well, if he's thinking that,
because we have seen
what is
the
everybody else
elevation.
thinking?
Yeah, we have seen the elevation. Shout out to Keith Anthony. Like, and it's funny that he pointed out, like, basically I had an impact on his growth in a sense. Yeah. But, like, even just in watching him in the podcast, like, from his first time on to his second time on, it's like, bro, you have grown a lot on a mental scale.
Yeah.
But then he kind of explained, like, well, it was kind of the situation I was going through and everything like that. That's what changed everything. Shout out Keith. That was like, that's one of the nice things is like watching your growth for such a short amount of time for somebody I don't regularly surround myself with. It was nice to see like just a monumental amount of mental growth in a person. So
man, life be doing that sometimes for real.
Yeah. And I do need to do that. I need to capitalize off of like, I keep saying capitalize, and I don't mean in a negative way, like I need to take advantage of. I mean like, I need to do more exposure upon the round of like his growth in it. Yeah. Or like his comfortability. You could tell he was more comfortable the second time he recorded as opposed to the first time he recorded. And I need to be like, let's have fun then. Let's get into your like I think I did it good with Keith. I just need to start doing it with everybody else. Because then we started getting bigger into like the downfalls of Keith Anthony, the history of Keith Anthony. At first we were just talking like, what do you want to talk about kind of thing. But like in this we were like, okay, let's talk about the life of who are you kind of thing. So it's funny, and we were talking about like 4K shit in 1080p. I'm looking at camera 1, and then I'm looking at camera 7. For those of you who don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about, camera 1 is the main shot, camera 7 is the playback machine that we're watching all these clips on. Yeah. And you can see the difference in the fucking sound panels. Yeah. How crisp it is in one compared to like how like it just looks like gray squares, but you can actually see the lines in the first camera. Shout out to 4K baby, shout out to Black Magic. Yeah, man. Shout out Black Magic Design. But shout out Keith Anthony. That was shout out Q and shout out DZ. Because it was kind of like talking about like how the friends that we surround ourselves with are those motivating factors to a lot of things that we accomplish. Q's been around. He's been an admin podcast listener since episode 1. He listens to every episode. We talk about just about every episode that he listens to. And he's been my He's been my longest YCC philanthropist, but my second longest patron because Frank beat him.
Yeah.
So shout out Frank. But Frank is a lover of Woes. So, yeah. Yeah, shout out Q. Shout out DZ. Shout out Keith Anthony. Shout out episode 72. Episode 73, that's when we finally came back. We did a long period from the 2-bedroom apartment to recording here. And it was emotional bungee jumping. Emotional bungee jumping.
Oh, yeah.
Can I point out this? I will never, ever use green screen again.
Yeah.
That was the worst decision. It wasn't really a decision I had to make, but like, it was just the worst. It was because the room was already green when I got it.
Right.
So I had to make use until I finally got everything arranged the way I wanted it. But God, the green screen was horrible. But let me go ahead and play this clip.
And another thing, I'm glad that the City Girls movement is coming to an end because it's just like, ugh. That's my ick.
Is it?
A City Girl, yes.
I'll argue that. I don't think the City Girl movement is coming because we're still in the feminazi era. Shout out to the Equal Plus Club, if you know, you know. But the feminazis are still out here fucking booming. These females that is like, I don't want. First of all, women's ability to understand. Certain bitches' ability to understand how money works is fucking crazy. So when I hear women say like, my man can't make $100K, bitch, my man has to make. That's what I have to say.
And they're looking for a father or a sponsor, not a boyfriend. They're looking for a daycare. I'll show you a daycare.
I'll show you a daycare. Start shooting these kids to the back of your throat, bitch.
Yeah.
If there was ever a moment where we was on the same wavelength, it was right there.
Yeah. Bro.
I don't know, they just like have a second behind you, like, I'll show you a daycare.
And honestly, I low-key manifested the City Girls movement coming to an end. Because you don't hear much about City Girls anymore. You don't hear much about none of that shit. You don't hear much about it no more.
I don't know. When I was getting brunch this morning, I was hearing these bitches talk about these niggas, and I was here. So my homegirl was talking about. She was at the bar with this nigga, and like he didn't want to go up. He thought a servant would come to him, and the servant didn't come to him. I'm paraphrasing a lot of shit, but basically, she told him, if you want to get a drink, you got to go up to the bar and order it. They're not gonna come serve you, so you got to go order a drink. So this nigga called because he didn't want to move from his seat, so he called the bar to order his food. And as soon as she said that, I said, City Boys up 100. Because you got to be some type of nigga to say, fuck walking up to the bar. I'm just going to call it. And then, like, they kept saying more things. I was like, City Boys up 200. City Boys up 300. And then she said something. She was like, City Girls up 4,000. I was like, whoa. You might have jumped the gun there. So, no, City Girls are still a thing.
That's just a lazy ass nigga. I don't care what nobody says.
I agree, but it was just funny because I don't fuck with City Boys.
Don't attribute that to City Boys because that's a fuck ass nigga doing some fuck ass lazy shit.
But that nigga did shit like that and he was still out with a bunch of bitches. So City Boys are up.
Them bitches are birds.
I agree, but that's why City Girls are down 4,000.
That really just made me mad.
Can't make this shit up.
Oh my god,
they can't make this shit up.
That literally just pissed me off for a quick second. I'm like, how lazy do you have to be to use your cellular data instead of walking up like a regular person to order your fucking food?
Up 100 because you're a city boy?
Okay.
I
don't have anything to say to that.
That was an episode of Eroc. I don't have any complaints about it. Outside, I've never used a fucking green screen again. Yeah. That's my only issue with that episode. So not much to learn about it. I think a lot of the stuff that I had, I think a lot of it was like equipment issues.
Yeah.
So then I started getting like, once I got cameras that worked in tandem with the video switcher, that works in tandem with the video editing software, it made everything easier. Like life got easier after that. So right now, I mean, even I still got to do more work with the desk. And that's just push it out, create more space for more shit to work in tandem with each other. So, yeah, the complaints started like plummeting. Well, kind of started plummeting. They come immediately back in 67 or 76. But yeah, note to anybody, never use green screen. It's a headache. Unless you have a professional green screen editor.
Yeah, or
don't use green screen.
Or unless you're like doing like reactions or some shit. Don't use it for like a podcast.
Oh yeah, don't use green screen for anything that you plan on taking seriously. You niggas that are doing green screens with the SpongeBob shit, shout out CY Music. If you niggas are using the green screen shit for the SpongeBob bikini bottom shit in the background, keep doing that shit. It's just hilarious. But you niggas that are actually trying to do something, trying to make the green screen not look green screen-ish, yeah, don't use a green screen unless you're a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck that. Shout out episode 73, Emotional Bungee Jumping, featuring Eroc. Let's get it. Episode 74 was another Streams of Consciousness. This is me, J Pat, Q, and Carter. Quinn was gone for most of that episode. He had to be a father.
Oh, right.
So, and I don't know what that means. So I don't give him any bail on that. But but that was a funny episode. And again, because we're that group of old friends, we can sit there and have this nostalgic conversation. We were talking about, like, some point we were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We were talking about Power Rangers. We were talking about, like, Sonic the Hedgehog. It was just, like, a lot of nostalgic shit. Saturday morning cartoons. Like, a lot of conversations like that. But somehow the conversation got on Chick-fil-A, and that's why we play this clip.
The fuck?
They don't support gay people, and you still shut up there? He was like, I just want some nuggets. It was like, are you fucking serious? They're killing me. And I was like, okay, now I know, Chick-fil-A has said their issues. Chick-fil-A has said their issues with the gay community, how they're not supportive, so whatever, blah, blah, blah. But to say that Chick-fil-A is out here just cutting you motherfuckers in the back, like, that's crazy. They are not killing you. Chill out. Like,
relax.
It's not that serious, yeah.
Clearly you're fully alive.
Yeah, right. Making this argument in front of me. Shut up and eat this nugget, stupid.
To be quite honest, it's hurting. It's probably hurting me a lot more that they're closed on Sundays.
Crowd is so fucking stupid, bro.
Nah, but on some real shit, most motherfucking people want Chick-fil-A on Sundays.
Because it's the forbidden fruit effect.
Yes.
Yeah, you just want it because it's the one day that they're closed, bro.
Like, if it was closed on Wednesday, motherfuckers wouldn't care.
Closed on Wednesday. It doesn't sound as entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Chick-fil-A.
Honestly, great song.
100%.
Great album. Out of his later stuff that he released.
Donda's amazing.
Yes, but I would put Wyoming over Donda, though.
Arguments for later. I'm not doing this with you right now. Also, Kendrick Lamar is still overrated. If you disagree, take that shit to the tangent. I'm not having a conversation with you. But anyway, no complaints for that episode, except for the fact that, Q, if you're going to be a father, don't come on my Streams of Consciousness.
I actually have one complaint, though. Well, I mean, now that you don't have the green screen anymore, the gray on gray, that shit was, ugh.
I needed a base color, and I couldn't use black, and I couldn't use white.
You couldn't use, like, blue or
Why are these blue for Arsons and Woes?
True shit.
Gray was the only color that was fitting for blue for us as well. Remember, because I used like a little pattern for Blurred Watch. I used blue for Protest and Riot. I used orange for the sticks. But for Arsons and Woes, it makes sense to use colors.
Right.
Because it's such a shady podcast.
That makes so much sense.
But yeah, no, it just made more sense to use shades.
Okay.
But that's why, because I thought about that. I was like, why don't I use a color? But I was like, I can't, because our Sins of Woes doesn't have any color. It's black, white, and gray.
Got you.
But yeah, fucking green screen. But that's why I like this aesthetic. I mean, eventually I want to get back to having the posters for all the other podcasts. But for our Sins of Woes, I enjoyed like just the checkered background.
And honestly, it helps with the sound treatment a little bit too.
That too. As opposed to bouncing off just the drywall. Yeah. Agreed. The room's not too big, but it's big enough. But it's also the ceiling too. The ceiling severely helps because of the way it's built. But yeah, shout out QH, Jay Carter, and Jay Pat for Streams of Consciousness Survive, because we definitely talked about the takeoff thing, and that's when the niggas told me. I was like, So what really happened? Them niggas said niggas doing nigga shit. I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. But anyways, I'm not gonna get back into that because who got left off bad and bougie? Episode 75, Time Credit HGTV, featuring your mentor.
Yeah.
Shout out Money Mouth.
Yeah, it's my guy.
Never
My
a dull
guy.
moment with, never a uninteresting conversation with him.
Facts.
Cause that motherfucker be spitting knowledge.
You'll always take away something.
Yep.
If not
And
multiple things.
That's why I enjoy giving him the platform that I have to offer, is because a lot of you niggas won't take your time to delve into, you know, Dave Ramsey or what's her name? Susie Orsman, or a lot of these financial specialists or anything like that. So I gotta squeeze them in the middle of a comedy podcast just to get you niggas to listen on how important credit is.
Because, I mean, honestly, motherfuckers won't believe it unless if it's someone close to them.
Correct.
Like, in proximity. Because niggas will be like, I don't trust you. I don't
Right.
know how you got that, how you did this.
You niggas won't listen to me talk about how important credit is, but you listen to Fresh and Fit on how to get a bitch. Anyways, let me play this clip.
Be prepared to pay for that.
Yeah. What would you say preemptively, even before getting into even before reaching out to a realtor or a loan officer?
You need to make sure that you have your finances in order. And that goes back to our very first podcast together, what episode that I was on. What's the most important thing?
Credit. 10 times out of 10.
Credit.
You need credit.
So you need credit in
Full stop.
Yeah.
You need credit.
That's it. You need credit in every aspect of life. Whether you're thinking professionally.
Yep.
Whether you're thinking street.
Yeah. Your word amongst your friends, your family, your peers, everything like that. That is all credit.
I know it's measured differently, but yeah, you don't have any street credit, you ain't gonna be in the streets.
Correct.
Professionally, you don't have any credit, how you gonna have a business?
Correct.
How you gonna do anything? You can't sustain. So make sure your credit's in line.
Shout out Money Mouth. It's never a dull moment with him.
Yeah.
And if you need to get your credit right, reach out to Money Mouth.
For real.
You send me a message on, leave a comment on YouTube if you're questionable about how you can reach out to Money Mouth, and I will send you his Instagram. And Money Mouth will make sure, because I have that number in my phone too, but he'll put you onto his credit repair specialist, and she will make sure you're good to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to Money Mouth, man. He's invited me to the events that I'm trying to figure out how to properly describe this. I don't want to say it's a Big Brother program, but it's more like a mentorship program.
Yeah.
They tell you about how important it is when you're running business and being in the business world and stuff like that. Dope meeting. Of course, I had to give pushback just for the sake of getting pushback because I have questions like I want to see what are we doing?
Right.
We're talking about these problems. We're talking about the failure, or we're talking about our lack of, but what are we doing as a solution? So, of course, I'll ask questions like that every time. I'm not a problem adjuster, I'm a problem solver.
Right,
Like,
right.
our sense of woes is for problem addressing.
Yeah.
Real life is for problem solving. So what are we actually doing to solve problems when I'm outside of the podcast? So of course I bet questions like that just to get pushback, just to see where everybody's mindset is. But it was a dope event. I enjoyed going. So shout out to Money Mouth. Of course he'll be back because you niggas don't know how to control your money. So there's always gonna be a panoramic coming around. And I look forward to seeing what happens in this next presidential election, how that's gonna affect us on a financial level. So Money Mouth will be back.
And he also sells homes too, so
that wasn't implied. He's just not a money expert. No, he sells homes.
Yeah.
So if you need the right home, wherever, worldwide, Malcolm can get you linked up to the right people.
Mr. Worldwide.
And that was one thing I think on Malcolm's episode, I did that really good. It's capitalizing off his specialty. But I got to get better about, because I asked a lot of questions that episode compared to how many questions I ask on a normal episode. So I was like, all right, I need to be better about asking people about their professions and the reason that you're coming on. Malcolm comes on as a financial specialist in a sense. Even he's not a financial specialist, he comes on in a sense to talk about money, talk about credit, talk about management and everything like that when it comes in the financial aspect. So I have to get better about that with other shows. So shout out to Money Mouth. Very enjoyable person, very knowledge-worthy person.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a pleasure to have him on the show. And that was Time Credit and HGTV. Episode 76. Now, remember how I said I would never use green screen again? Another thing is I will never use white walls again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Q kind of pointed that out and said, don't use white walls because, yeah. Shout out to Marcus. Marcus started color grading. Marcus kind of came in and started color grading after this episode. So he fixed some things.
Yeah.
But it was like, until we got the color corrector, it was hard to like really color grade because everything was so off-putting because of the white.
Yeah, I got to get one of those too.
Yeah, color check. I'll show you the one I got. But it's well worth an investment. But I think we finally had the color checker at 79. So, so for the next 3 episodes, it was white walls and like post-edit color grading as opposed to pre-edit color grading. So, Marcus did what he could, but I hated the white walls. Quinn hated the white walls. We all hated the white walls. Fuck you, leave me alone. But here's a clip from episode 76, The Rule, Not the Exception, featuring Renee.
So, but the thing is after
co-parenting at its finest, but like,
yes,
you wouldn't be with him again.
No, I wouldn't. And we were never together after my child was conceived. So, because after that, I went to beauty school, and then that's when I just became like a full-blown lesbian, like wearing boxer briefs, like dressing like a boy.
Bisexual?
I hate that word. I feel like it's so.
What the fuck?
I don't like the word bisexual for multiple reasons, but. I'll get there. But I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like lesbian. They're just fucking gay.
There's just so much stigma to that. So basically, because it's like, okay, so I started dating women, but then I had a baby, and then I'm a full-blown lesbian. But when you meet other lesbians, they're like, oh, she's tainted because she's had a baby. She's been with a man before. I'm telling you, that's how.
Lesbians sound like Andrew Tate.
Yes.
Andrew Tate's ass today.
Yes. So, she's tainted. Blah blah blah. So it was just like.
Shout out to Renee.
Bro, okay. I did not see that episode, and when she said I went full-blown lesbian, I said, oh my God.
Okay, so the way she described it, the way she said, shout out to Renee, Renee's probably like, outside of maybe Destiny, Renee's probably my favorite female guest. It was just a lot of our chemistry was good in the episode, but it was just like a lot of the back and forth. Like it was a very entertaining conversation. I felt like I could dive through. We can get through the certain line. We piggyback off each other well, but it was just like really good conversation.
Right.
So I was like, oh, you're guaranteed in my top 3 favorite female guests that I've had. But nobody's bringing Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore is top notch. But
that story that nigga told.
She fucking forced me. But anyways, shut up, Brandon Moore. But no, she was basically explaining where like she was like, I always thought I liked girls, but I dated a guy because I thought that's what you were supposed to do because that was the normal thing to do because my sister dated a guy. And I felt like I was weird for not wanting to date a guy. So I dated a guy and then he got me pregnant. And then when I started making my own decisions in life, I was like, wait, I never really liked you niggas. I always liked women.
Yeah.
So then that's where the conversation comes where like when I started dating girls would say, you're tainted because you had a son.
Yeah.
So.
But honestly,
but she's bi-curious because she dates guys and girls. So fuck all that shit she's talking. She's not full-blown lesbian. She likes women and men.
So why does
Shout out Renee.
So why does she hate the stigma behind bi? I guess you already.
Because some people don't like being in boxes.
Okay, that's true.
I don't know why she doesn't like bisexual out of that. But she basically said like, she just felt like she's in a box whenever people call her bisexual. That's what I got out of that.
Okay.
So. Yeah, shout out the bisexuals, I guess. I don't know.
Bruh, there's this, going back to what Renee just said about being tainted and everything. There's like, so on Twitter, because you know I love me some fucking Twitter, right? There are dykes on Twitter that be low-key taking dick. And motherfuckers be like, so is she bi? Are they gay? Are they whatever? They're like, nah, I'm just a dyke that be taking dick every now and then. I'm like, so that's still...
Yeah, I mean, she's not emotionally invested in men. It actually makes sense because bitches can't make up their minds anyway. Man, all women are gay until they're straight.
Huh?
All women are gay until they're straight. That's why it's okay for women to kiss women, but not be considered gay.
True.
Because they're all allowed to do gay shit until it's time to be straight.
God forbid a nigga kiss one of his homeboys.
Nigga, you're just gay for the rest of your life. You're not even having a gay experience. Right? You're just gay for the rest of your life. If you do the accidental Sasuke and Naruto kiss, and you accidentally fall into a nigga's face and you kiss him, you're gay for the rest of your life.
Or you're trying to whisper something, both of y'all just
right. You turn your head in the right moment.
Or you going for
You're gay for the rest of your life.
Or you going for a dab and he goes in for a hug and your hand gets trapped in between.
Bro, if you accidentally touch cheeks with a nigga, you're a homosexual and you like dick. But if you're a woman, you're just experimenting.
Right. So you've been experimenting for 20 years. Okay, sure. Okay. But a nigga accidentally kiss another nigga. A nigga's lips
you were
accidentally
born
touch.
gay and you're gonna die gay.
Right. Oh, but you can experiment for 50 years. Ain't nobody gonna say a goddamn thing. Ain't nobody gonna say about auntie and her close friend. We all have that auntie.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, this is just my close personal friend. Bitch, that's been your wife for 20 years. Stop it. Stop it. Cause look, we all know that one aunt.
Yeah, we all have that one on.
Yeah.
And she likes the cooter. Anyways, shout out to Renee.
That's such a funny word to me.
Cooter?
Yeah, cooter.
Shout out to Renee. Shout out to episode 67. The rule, not the exception. The Patreon was fucking phenomenal. Like,
oh, I bet.
Yeah. It was a lot of being on the spectrum of gay. Because I was arguing for, like, yeah, just because you do something, just because you do quote unquote gay shit with your woman doesn't mean that you're gay.
Okay.
If your woman pegs you, that doesn't make you gay.
That's what I was about to ask him. Like,
yeah,
so if a nigga likes getting his ass ate and getting pegged, does that make that nigga gay?
No.
Or does
not
that...
if a woman does it.
Okay. I don't make the rules. I'm just asking questions for the niggas that don't really know.
If you rub your ball sack against a woman's coochie, technically that would be the equivalent of scissoring. Or is she gay?
Hold up, because I've never
If you rub your gooch against a woman's pussy, that would technically be the equivalent of scissoring. Does that make her gay?
Okay.
If you dry hump a woman, because at that point you're not penetrating, but you're making sexual body interactions with her, is she gay?
I don't know.
The answer is no, she's not. Therefore, how can a nigga be gay by being pegged?
But no, that's the first time
I'm not into pegging. I'm just trying to fight for you niggas that aren't.
That's the first time I've ever heard a nigga rubbing his balls against a girl's coochie. And
bro, we was all dry humping in 5th grade.
I know that, but I'm
I did not expect you to agree with that.
But I'm saying, like, when you said rubbing balls against the coochie, I thought you meant like this nigga literally taking his balls and just rubbing them up against.
They don't know how to work their balls in 5th grade.
That's why I was asking that. Hey, I don't know. Some niggas move. Some niggas
balls ain't dropped.
Some niggas was having. Hey, some of y'all motherfuckers was fucking in elementary school, and that's why y'all had kids by the 7th grade. You're nasty.
Base. There's no. Yeah, he's not lying.
I know a couple. Yo.
Yes, just because your woman likes you like your ass ate and you like your woman to peg it doesn't make you gay. I like my ass ate. I'm not a fan of pegging. Not that I've ever tried it and like disliked it. I just don't think I like my butt being penetrated. That doesn't make me straight for not liking my butt penetrated. That just means I have things that I do and don't like in life. And penetration in my butt is one of them.
Word to 2 Chainz. He said he'll try anything once. I don't know what he meant by that, but...
for episode 77.
But 2 Chainz said
it. Trump and R. Kelly in a casket match.
Oh my God. What the fuck? What did I miss?
The release of Rap and Wrestle podcast. Shout out to Rap and Wrestle podcast. Whatever I do is podcast under fucking YCC Entertainment.
Wow.
Shout out to Gary Oliver.
That's a wild title.
Rap and Wrestle?
No.
Oh, Trump and R. Kelly in a casket match? Well, he had explained to me what casket match was, and somehow we started talking about R. Kelly. And I said celebrity death match. What if Trump and R. Kelly did a casket match against each other? Episode name. So,
okay, I'm tracking.
The thing I like the most about this episode was it means I'm staying true to podcast release because Q watched this and we talked about it and he said this might as well have been episode 0, and I said good. It's supposed to feel like that.
Yeah.
When you come on our season of Woes, I have the versatility to be able to talk about anything, but for that it just felt weird because I didn't know that much about wrestling.
Right.
So he had to explain a lot of stuff. When Blurred Watch came on, all we did was talk about movies and TV shows when they came on. When the Six came on, all we did was talk about video games the whole time. When Tunes and Tantrums came on, all we did was talk about music the entire time. So everybody's time that their podcast release episode comes out, it's always supposed to feel like episode 0.
Yeah.
It's always supposed to be about their podcast and how that kind of incorporates with Our Sins and Woes. Everybody's going to come back once they do episode 20.
Yeah.
Like for episode 20, they're coming back. So Blurred Watch is the closest to episode 20 because they're at episode 16 right now. When they get to episode 20, they're coming back on Our Sins and Woes. So we're going to spend the whole movie talking about movies, video games, TV shows, comic books, and video games.
Yeah.
When the Six hits 20, they're gonna come back and we're gonna spend a whole episode talking about video games. When Tunes and Tantrums hits 20, they're gonna come back and talk about like all that's gonna happen when everybody comes back on because that's the whole point of Our Sins and Woes is the flagship show.
Right.
So it has to promote the most of YCC. If another show passes me up, yeah, nigga, everybody's going to your show now.
Yeah.
But Our Sins and Woes is the flagship show for the time being because it has the most episodes, it has the longest it's the most Patreons, the most like individual subscribers as far as like views and stuff like that. So it's the flagship show.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why everybody comes on my show. I already know when I get in fucking Tunes and Tantrums, we're gonna do a breakdown of every best album of the year for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I know when I get on the Sticks, we're gonna do because when they do their 21st episode, that's when I'll go on all their shows.
And they'll be the 1%ers.
Correct. So I'll go on all their shows. I know when I go on Tunes and Tantrums, we're talking about the best album of the year of the last 20 years. I know when I go on the Sticks, we're doing a lore breakdown of Kingdom Hearts. Like, I know, like, but it's got to wait till 21.
Right.
Because if I just go on your episode at episode 4, and like, it's not really doing anything for you.
Yeah.
Who knows if you're going to make it episode 5.
Right.
At least I know if you're at episode 21, you're in the top 1%.
Yeah, it's a
because
bit
we're
of-
1%ers over here.
It's a bit of a incentive.
Correct. So, but yeah, it's supposed to feel like episode 0. It's supposed to feel like an introduction of their podcast. So it's supposed to highlight their podcast, not just Our Sins and Woes. Now, there's a lot of Patreon talk in there where we got a little outside of wrestling. We talked about other things. But for the public, the free nigga portion, yes, I want to stay on that topic of like talking about what they're going to be talking about on their show. Still make it Our Sins and Woes-esque. You get on their podcast, you're probably not gonna think it's a comedy podcast like Our Sins and Woes.
Right.
You watch wrestling, you're probably not gonna be laughing the whole show.
Right.
Our Sins and Woes, you're expected to laugh a little. Because we have fun over here, over at Our Sins and Woes. Jesus Christ, bitch. Oops. So, shout out to Gary Oliver. Glad you're part of YCC. Waiting for your fucking episode 2, because if you do this episode 3 bullshit, or this 3 episode bullshit, I'm gonna kill you dead. But yeah, and suck it, Q, because you were the only person that bitched about that. Episodes. Oh shit! I guess I gotta wait. Did I play the clip for this?
No, not yet.
Oh, clip.
He's like, okay, they're doing moves like Rikishi. You know, you'll.
Butt thing?
Well, like they'll back into the corner, they'll do that, but they won't like
Rikishi
throw
was
his
twerking on
ass in
faces.
there.
Rikishi was the original I like my ass ate, but I'm not gay type of nigga.
He really did that. But so
Full circle.
So it's just like
It was Rikishi spectrum. Talking about this spectrum of being
I
gay.
can't lie, because I wanted to be a wrestler. I started wrestling, and then a car accident ended that for me because I have a bad back. So I was thinking to myself, like, if I ever was like getting in a ring with someone like Rikishi, who's like throwing your ass in his face, I don't know if I could do that. I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, hey, bro, come on, come on, man. All right, yeah, it's over. We're done. Next slot.
Hey, bro, it's not even that serious, man. Come on, chill out. All right, they got it. They got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And
What's with you niggas getting rear-ended?
Wow. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know.
You niggas always get your back blown in.
Hey, yo. See, like normally I don't say pause anymore because like if I know what I mean and you take it the wrong way, that's gay on your part. You're thinking gay, not me.
I didn't say pause.
No, I'm saying in general because you say y'all niggas like getting your back blown out.
And I meant what I said.
Yeah, I know. But then I had that toxic masculinity trait. Had that pause moment. I was like, pause, nigga. But I was like, wait, no, because I knew what he meant.
Yo.
Right. But yeah, I was about to say is like I like how now wrestling kind of like incorporates all things like video games, anime, and everything. Because like now wrestlers dress up as like their favorite video game characters and everything like that.
Well, that's the dope thing about rap and wrestle. Is like it's supposed to incorporate the hip hop culture
that's what I was
with
about to say.
wrestling.
Yeah,
So what he said he wanted to start doing. Shout out Gary Oliver. Shout out Rap and Wrestle. He said he wanted to start doing. Where every episode will open with like a spotlight moment where it's like, okay, this is how rap is influenced by wrestling and vice versa. So like for episode 1, the opening scene or the opening scene that they were talked about was Snoop Dogg getting on a wrestling mat and doing fucking people's elbow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I saw
that's
that.
I didn't realize that like I didn't know Wale had a Wale Mania.
Yeah, he has it every year when WrestleMania.
Did not know that was a thing. Did
yeah.
not know. I watched fucking what's his name? The Spanish rapper.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny got put through a fucking table.
Bro, Bad Bunny is one of the best musical wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. Like it comes natural to him.
Well, that motherfucker got put through that table and I was hollering.
Him and Logan Paul. Logan Paul's okay, so all the wrestling fans out there, I know y'all don't want to admit this, but Logan Paul's a natural in the fucking ring, bro.
And they said Rap and Wrestle, shout out Nick as the first feature of episode 1 of Rap and Wrestle. But both of them were saying that Logan Paul is a better wrestler than he is boxer.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Cause like it's kind of wrestling is like choreographed. Cause it's like, oh yeah, you tell the person the next move or whatever. Like, oh yeah, we're going to do boom boom boom. In boxing, nothing is staged, nothing is choreographed. So whatever the fuck happens, it fucking happens.
I didn't know you were big into wrestling.
Oh yeah, no, I've been a big wrestling fan, bro. Like,
Based.
Yeah.
Hey Gary Oliver, I found you a guest.
and I was about to say I found it weird how you weren't into wrestling and everything because you're into everything else and they all kind of like coincide with each other.
I'm not into newer wrestling. I used to be in wrestling, but my era of wrestling was the Rikishi, was the Goldberg, was the Undertaker, was Triple H, all those people back then.
Same.
I haven't like.
I went to a wrestling event last year before WrestleMania when they came to DC.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I actually watched wrestling. I think
It's
the last time I
gotten
watched
better
wrestling
now.
is probably like 2006, 5,
Shit.
4, something like that.
Damn.
It was when somebody was at it was one of these long weekend things, and somebody got their face split open and by the ladder. It was a ladder that was like seesawed. And
Joey Mercury.
Yeah, he got his
The
face
Hardy
split
Boys.
open.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
and he got his
yeah.
face split open by that fucking ladder because the guy didn't move his face in time.
Yeah, bro, that
Caved in. But it was around that time that I stopped like being into wrestling.
Yeah.
But I think I made that argument during that episode. It was like, I don't think there's a point where any guy doesn't know something about wrestling.
Right.
It's kind of like basketball or football. Like you
Yeah.
know something about it.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows what a fucking like you know what a tap out is.
Yeah.
You know what a body slam is. Like you know these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Like so. But yeah, I haven't been into wrestling, but that's what Rap and Wrestle's for, and that's why I
Right.
enjoy having these shows and podcasts. I don't listen to music videos anymore.
Yeah.
So anything I find out about new music, I find it out from Tunes and Tantrums.
Well, I mean, honestly, music videos aren't the same as what they used to be.
I agree. Well, I don't know anything about music as a whole.
Yeah,
So
same.
like I don't keep up with the music genre, but that's what Tunes and Tantrums is for. I don't keep up with video games as much as I used to.
Yeah.
So that's what the 6 is for. Like I haven't been to the movies since Endgame. That's what
Shit.
Blurred Watch is for.
I saw
But I do be on that Disney Plus. Shout out Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
That show was great.
I heard mixed reviews about that, but I saw Guardians. If that wasn't a motherfucking tearjerker.
I still haven't seen the last Disney movie I saw was when it came out before Guardians. Wakanda Forever?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I saw Wakanda Forever.
Oh shit.
And
Damn.
I think there's a movie that came out after Wakanda Forever, but before Guardians of the Galaxy. But I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, Love and Thunder. I saw Love and Thunder
I didn't like
when
that
it came
one.
out on Disney Plus. Everything I see is on Disney Plus now.
Yeah, I saw Multiverse of Madness, Love and Thunder, Guardians. And Guardians was the first time I actually watched like a whole Guardians movie, like in the actual theater and shit.
Yeah, I haven't been to the movie since fucking Endgame. But we have 3 left, 2 left.
2 left, I think.
2 left. Yeah, shout out, which episode was, Steven. Shout out Steven. Steven was somebody I recently met, and I saw him going, shout out to Bargoyles, and I plan on bringing them on at some point, because they've been kicking ass with the episodes. They've been Fuck you guys. You haven't invited me on your show. Y'all know I'm a prominent podcaster, so fuck you guys. No, I'm kidding. No, shout out Bargos. They be giving me support on YouTube, and they be having a lot of people I fuck with on their show, and they shot up really fast. They're like constantly dropping episodes, so it's nice to watch somebody. I'm pretty sure they're like 60 episodes right now.
Damn.
So yeah. 1%. Yeah. Shout out to the 1%ers. Yeah. So I saw Steven on Bargos, and it was some things he was saying on there. I was like, bro, I didn't know you live this kind of life. You're a fuckboy. And it's like, he's not really a fuckboy, but it's just like some of the antics that he does would consider him a fuckboy. So then that's when yeah. So that's when I considered him. I was like, hey, bro, you want to come on my show? Because I got a deep dive this. I don't need the dirt. I don't need the tea or anything like this. I need the mindset. I need to figure out, like, I need to dive into your mind.
Right.
I brought him onto the show, and we had fun. Here's a clip from that. When I'm talking about like picking up women at the bar, I'm just saying like on some dating shit. Maybe it's because I got my fuckboyism out of my life, and when I was like 22 to like 27.
That wasn't that long ago. We can pick this up.
No.
We can pick this up, man.
I'm trying to get me to be a fuckboy too.
We can do this, man.
I'm not going back to that life.
Well, believe it or not, I have this like reputation about like dating and bartenders and waitresses. There's actually only been like a couple that I've actually dated. A few I've actually like hung out with and had drinks and had a good time with. And then as soon as you step out with somebody, like, oh my God, they're dating. No, we're literally just.
No, I'm just boning her, guys.
I was gonna say Starbucks.
Just kidding,
I was gonna say Starbucks, but okay.
No, you're just getting cappuccino in the dick. Cappuccino and dick is crazy. Cappuccino and dick, guys. That's all she's getting, okay?
Oh, I remember you telling me about him. You were like, because that's the guy that was in like in the service industry or whatever.
He always dates in the service industry.
Yeah.
And which makes sense when he explained it. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense why I interact with the people I interact with.
Right.
Because like it is kind of like understanding where my time's going kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's always the hours too. Yeah. So it makes sense. No, me and Steve had a really good conversation. And Steve brought it back up to me. He was like, you make podcasting space very comfortable.
Yeah.
Because he was like, at no point did I feel like I was in a hot seat. And I was like, well, that's kind of the reason of the sin of the day, will of the week. I don't have to do that with you, J. Pat, Q, Carter. I don't have to create that kind of space where it's like, okay, let me create a little space for them to get comfortable type shit. I don't have to do that with y'all. Y'all been through this.
Yeah.
But for other people, sometimes you have to warm them up and stuff like that. So that's why the sin of the day, will of the week makes it easier, because then I'm getting out my shit.
Right.
And you're like, okay, now I understand where he's going. I understand a little bit mindset. Because a lot of motherfuckers that come on my podcast don't watch my podcast before they come on the podcast.
Right.
Which is fine if I vet you. But then I bring you on the podcast. You give me 10, 20 minutes to like get my shit out. Then we can have the rest of the episode to get your shit out. But I got to create that space of comfortability first for you to get comfortable.
Right.
So, and he was one of the people that said, yeah, no, you make podcasting fun. I felt like you weren't trying to hot seat me or anything like that. You were just kind of picking my brain. I was like, yeah, nigga, that was literally, because apparently you're a fuckboy. So yeah, I want to pick your brain.
Gotcha.
So shout out to Steven. We had a lot of fun that episode. And yeah, fuck them white walls. That's that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I draw the line. The last episode, I don't know if this episode was color graded. I don't think it was. It was. The problem was the floor wasn't covered. So the gray carpet wasn't here. So it was still picking up like the
little greens and shit.
From all the colors on the floor.
Okay.
So, and was still throwing off the shit. But this was Keon. Keon was a fucking blast to have. He's so much personality. So, and it's one thing, it's like, that's why I like people like Lewis. I like people like Keon. I like people like Brandon Moore. I like people like Yami. Like, when people come on the show and they feel like they can be their most authentic self, and that's a thing that Keon said a lot during the episode, my authentic self, my true self. But like, when you feel like you can come on this podcast and be as personality wise as you are, I'm glad I created that space for you.
Right.
I'm glad you felt comfortable to come on my show, because Keon came with fucking energy. I don't know what it is with the gay guys, and somehow I'm always naming the fucking episodes after their fucking quotes. But this episode's called Yo, That's Crazy. Oh, Steven's episode 78 was Did I Pass the F-Boy quiz? But Keon's just, yo, that's crazy because he kept saying it the whole episode. It was just so fitting.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's crazy. We made a sound effect button out of it.
Oh,
It's one of the
shit.
drop buttons. And we be doing it during live shows. It should be funny.
Oh,
But like Lewis's episode, honey, I tell you.
Uh-huh.
And that was one thing Lewis kept saying that whole night. Honey, I tell you.
I'm his.
So, yeah, shout out to fucking Keon. And here's the clip for that. So within a household, it may be a certain way. But as far as public, it is easier to maneuver.
Because, I be ready to go. Anybody can whoop you. Y'all know. You say one smart thing to me, I'ma turn up.
You do be squaring up fast as
I
shit.
do. Because for what? For what?
Fair.
And don't blame it on the alcohol either, because you know you've been wanting to say that for a long time. Certain things.
What?
Like, no, not you. I'm saying like,
people. Well,
they
yeah,
just
they try
be
to blame it on
wanting
alcohol.
blame it on alcohol.
Whole
and
time
it
they've been
just
wanting. Yeah, I got you.
You've been wanting to say that for a long time, so now that I'm lit, it's giving WWE SmackDown versus Key.
Shout out Rock and Wrestle Podcast.
Yeah, hello, John Cena. What's up? If you see this, boo, what's up? I've always had a thing for you.
I just think I get on my podcast and try to go smack at John Cena.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
Ah, shit. Shout out Keon. That was fun. Keon's like, his clips are my most viewed clips right now on his YouTube short. So shout out to that nigga. And I'm pretty sure it's only because I use words like gay and pride. But whatever.
It's crazy how that's always trending.
Oh, it was during Pride Month.
Nah. But still, either way. Like, it's all, like, no shade or anything, but, like, gay is always, like,
Because
trending.
gay creates it.
Yes.
Women,
Yes.
women, what did I say? Women,
So wait, do gay women fall into that gay creates it, or do they fall into the women?
Gay women are
follow
the
it?
most unoriginal, idealist bitches I've ever seen in my life. I ain't never seen one gay woman come up with an original idea ever in my life. Gay niggas are creators. Gay women are not.
He said it, not me.
I'm saying it.
I didn't say anything. I was asking a question.
Damn, that's a lie though, because gay women made dress in dunks. All right, I take back everything I said. You gay women are killing it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, bitch. But yeah, no, it's always fun to have somebody like that, somebody so personality. I don't know how to what's the word I'm looking for?
Exuberant personality.
Yes, it's somebody with so much
enthusiasm. I can't talk. I've been drinking.
Somebody with a lot of personality coming out on the show and being personality. So yeah. But yeah, and that was episode 61 through 79. It's been a good 2 years basically.
God damn.
I'm hoping that moving forward, we're in a little bit more stable place. Unless Claybrooke says you gotta fucking go, I'll be here for a while. And we're gonna start pushing these episodes a lot more. I just had to wait for episode 80. It requires a little bit more research going into it, and then me and Eric's schedules are having a line. It was kind of my fault. I've just been busy the last couple weeks. So
life be lifing, man. It is what it is.
True that. But yeah, episode 61 through 61. Jesus, 61 through 79 episode recap. Here we are, episode 80. About to roll into episode 81, but I can stop right here because I'm already in the top 1%. Because I'm a 1%er.
1%ers, bitches.
That part. Other than that, Eric,
what's up?
You got any final notes? Anything positive you want to leave out before we get out of here?
Yeah, because I've come to this realization too. Just these past couple of weeks, if someone says that you're a hard worker and you have a business and you're not putting forth 100% into your business as you are to a job that can easily fire you like at the end of your shift, what the fuck are you doing? Because if you're gonna keep complaining about, oh yeah, I don't see why my business isn't doing this, but I'm excelling, over here at this dead end job, put all that energy towards your business, towards your company, towards what you actually want to do in life, Because there's no point of you bitching, moaning, and complaining about some shit that you can obviously change. Like, focus on the things that you can change and don't worry about the shit that you can't change, is what I was getting at. But yeah, that's about it.
Because we're at 10 episodes, I have to leave a final out. Leadership is a privilege, not a right. Too many people get into positions of power and they feel like they are owed respect. You are not owed respect just because you're in a position of power. You earn respect. Sometimes you have to understand the most simplest of sayings, such as lead by example. To be a great leader, you have to lead great people, which means you have to step up and be above everybody else in a sense that they will almost blindly follow you. You have to be the thing that everybody can depend on. You have to be the person that everybody can come to. You have to be a leader to get the respect that comes with leadership. Don't think just because you're in a position of power, you're privy to leadership. The option is always available, but whether you get it or not depends on how you lead. So that's my final quote today. I'm not leaving y'all with two kicks and a hug because I give a final note. This was our episode 80 recap. And damn, I can't even tell the free niggas bye. Well, suck it, free niggas, you got it late. So with all that being said, to all my millennials, be agents of sin, and no one wants to hear woes to everybody else. This has been another episode of the Ask This Woes podcast. Peace.